bàbá wa tí ààbò bá sí fún aráàlú tó róòsì ìjọba lé lórí aráàlú dìde fúnra ẹ̀. Àbí mo dédé pàṣẹ àbí mo kàn sọ kan tí ó wá látọkàn mi. Èké tó fa ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni pé ẹ̀yin náà wò láti bí ijọ́ mélòó kan sí bí ọ̀sẹ̀ bíi méjì sí nípa ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn Fúlàní tó wà ní gbogbo Ìbàràpá. Ẹ wo dókítà wa Dr. Fatai PhD doctor ọmọ Yorùbá tó ọkàwé tó gboyè ó wà lọ sí ní àìní ọdún ọlọ ṣiṣẹ́ ó wá dé okòwò dé ó wá lọ lu bàbá ẹ̀ ní gàgà ó dá oko àgbàdo ẹ̀gẹ́ iṣu oríṣiríṣi nǹkan soya beans ó dẹ̀ gba ọmọ wa ní gàgà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà sí bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀tẹ́ bá a ṣiṣẹ́ Fúlàní wa jẹ oko ẹ̀ ó wá gbéra láti lọ bá àwọn Fúlàní sọ̀rọ̀ láti lọ bá Sẹ́ríkì Fúlàní pé ẹ wá wo ohun tí àwọn ọmọ yín ṣe lórí oko mi kò yẹ kó rí báyìí lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá mi. Wọ́n dẹ̀ dé lókun bẹ̀ náà wọ́n dẹ̀ sápá àìmọye èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ tá a lè múrúkọ wọn làwọn Fúlàní yìí bẹ́ lórí tí wọ́n pa wọ́n jí àwọn kan gbé ẹni tó bá gbowó tó kéré lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ wọ́n gba 7 million wọ́n gba 10 million wọ́n gba 11 million lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá wa. Ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn dùn mí ó bà mí lọ́kàn jẹ́ gan pé tá a bá torí pé tó Ọlọ́run gbà fáwa àwa ará àwọn ọmọ tí ń tẹ̀lé wa tó ń sáàbò fún wa àwọn tí ò lẹ́ni tí ó tẹ̀lé wọn kọ́ kí ni tó mú mi lọ síbẹ̀ yìí. Ìgbà tí mo dẹ̀ débẹ̀ ohun tí mo lọ fún ni pé láti lọ bá a pé sógun tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí lórí ilẹ̀ wa sọ́dà ẹ ti ń gbé pẹ̀lú wa adẹ̀fàyè gbà yín àbáyéjà àṣẹ nǹkan jàmbá fún ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni mò ń bá Sẹ́ríkì sọ̀rọ̀ làwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ yóò mọ̀ sí mi. Mo gba ìbọn yẹn lọ́wọ́ ìkan yọ àké àgbà ìkejì tún yọ ìbọn mi ìyẹn ti ẹ̀yìn ẹni bá wọnú fídíò yẹn tọ́ra fídíò wọn ó yin ìbọn yẹn sí mi kí n tó lọ́bọ̀ yẹn mọ́ lọ́wọ́. Ẹ bá gbọ́ fídíò yẹn pé ìbọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí dáhùn bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n yin ìbọn sí mi bẹ́ẹ̀ kí n tó bájà wá ẹ̀yìn pípò yìí tí n bá bájà wá ẹ̀ ní dúró tẹ́ ẹ bá ti wá lè wá àtúnṣe sí ọ̀rọ̀ jíjígbé àti pẹ́pẹ́ àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n wa àtàwọn àǹtí wa àwọn bọ̀dá wa àtàwọn ìyá mi àtàwọn bàbá mi tẹ́ẹ̀dì wọn olóko mọ́ yé o. Ó fẹ́ tàkẹ́ forí lẹ̀ bàbá wa lẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ náà ń fa yìí sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn kí sọ̀rọ̀ ọjà àwọn kan gbé wọn fẹ́ pa àwọn mùsùlùmí kílọ̀kàmíkà mùsùlùmí kílọ̀kàmíkà kírísítẹ̀ kílọ̀kàmíkà gbogbo tá à ń fa yìí èmi ò nídìí kankan àlàáfíà Yorùbá ni mò ń wá mi fẹ́ kankan bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ń dúnkòkò tọ́pọ̀ jù wọ́n ń dúnkòkò ntọ́lọ́run táwọn ti ń dúnkòkò náà mọ̀ bá wọn ń dúnkòkò mọ́ mi. Ṣùgbọ́n ohun tí èyí jẹ́ kí ẹ̀rù bà mí ni pé ó ń bẹ nínú Bíbélì pé tí ẹ bá ń jà fún ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ̀ lórí nǹkan bàbá rẹ̀ tó bá kú síbẹ̀ kò sí nǹkan kan torí pé mo mọ̀ pé gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe yẹn fúngbà díẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń dúnkòkò àti bí ìjẹ ẹni tọ́rọ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ̀sìn ni wọ́n ti ń pè mí àwọn fẹ́ wá wọ́n máa arrest mi wọ́n ti ń sẹ́ni mẹ́sẹ̀jì oríṣiríṣi pé wọ́n fẹ́ wá gbé mi lé ẹ̀rù kankan sì bà mí. Gbogbo àwọn ọba tó wà ń bẹ pátápátá inú wọn dùn wọ́n sì fọwọ́ sí pé ìyà tí ń jẹ àwọn yìí ti tó àwọn òfin Fúlàní lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá wọn mọ́ pépà ti tó àwọn tí wọ́n ń pa iná làwọn jọba lé lórí tí fídíò sì wà. Àwọn ọba gan ni wọ́n ń pè mí pé ìyà tí ń jẹ àwọn yìí ti tó àwọn tí wọ́n ń pa àwọn ọmọ àwọn tó ń pa yìí lọ́jọ́ ọ̀la àwọn náà làwọn sì jọba lé lórí. Ó ti tó bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí àgbààgbà Yorùbá tí inú rẹ̀ ò dùn sí pé kò sínú àgbà ẹ̀rù ń bà wọ́n náà ni ẹ̀rù ń bà wọ́n bàbá wa ni inú tí wọn ní òdùn bí wọn ṣe ń pa wá bí Fúlàní ṣe ń jí wa gbé tó ń gbowó lálá lọ́wọ́ inú wọn òdùn ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀rù ń bà wọ́n kọ́ bá wọn yọ wọn nípò bí tí wọ́n wà sẹ́wọ̀n yìí pé nígbà tí wọ́n ń jí àwọn aráàlú gẹ̀gẹ̀ gbé tí wọ́n ń pa wọ́n tẹ́lẹ̀ kankan sọ̀rọ̀ ńgbọ̀ ya wọ́n lọ jí ọmọ ọba gẹ̀gẹ̀ gbé ọmọ ọba tí ń bẹ lórí yẹn gẹ̀gẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ wọ́n jí ọmọ bàbá gẹ̀gẹ̀ gbé fúnra ẹ̀ tó fọ́kó díẹ̀ bí wọ́n sì gba 4 million lọ́wọ́ bàbá kan tó gbọ́ ọmọ bàbá fún bàbá àwọn Fúlàní torí pé ńgbọ̀ ọba ya àyè ti gba àwọn Fúlàní ìrètí pé wọ́n wá gbé ọba fúnra ẹ̀ náà àfi wọ́n nìkan lọ kí gbogbo aráàlú lọ dáwọ́ jọ àwa Yorùbá sì sùn a sì dákẹ́ a sì sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn bàbá wa dẹ̀ dákẹ́.
Well, Mo kí gbogbo wa pé ẹ tún káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa ti àṣálẹ́ yìí ní ọjọ́ kejì nínú oṣù kejì ọdún 2024. Orúkọ tèmi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Tó bá di ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ lénìí ni wọ́n máa launch website àwọn ọ̀dọ́. The youth website will be launched and we look forward to that. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, it's exactly 22 minutes past midnight as we kickstart the program about Akmeto and invite your friends and family. And let's discuss again more reasons why Yoruba people do not need to be in Nigeria.
Wa ló ti jẹyọ wípé àbádákẹ́ta rẹ̀ ní màá bá ní dákẹ́ àti wípé ìran kò sí ń bẹ̀ kan gbọ́dọ̀ bá wọn béèrè bí wọ́n ṣe pín in. Ló fà táwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n títí wọn lọ gbọ́kúra láàrin àwọn ọ̀dọ́ Yorùbá pé bíríkótó láti sọ wípé ọ̀rọ̀ òmìnira àwa ara wa ó dọwọ́ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ Yorùbá tí wọ́n sì ṣàgbékalẹ̀ Yorùbá Nation Youth Website. Ìrànwọ́ àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìrìn àjò wa nínú ìṣọ̀kan àti fún àkójọpọ̀ ìdánimọ̀ tó gbòòrò léyìí táwọn olóyìnbó ń pè ní database. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá tòótọ́ Yorùbá Nation Youth Website sínú akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ technocrat àti expert náà lórílẹ̀‐èdè àgbáyé lójú òsì láwùjọ ọmọ Yorùbá. Yorùbá Nation Youth Website yìí jẹ́ ọ̀nà àrà ọ̀tọ̀ tí ó sì ní ìkọ́kọ́ ṣe pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn, ọjọ́ orí tàbí aṣíwájú téèyàn bá gbà fún. Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ ìrìn àjò òmìnira yóò jì rárá? Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò sì rújú nípa bí Yorùbá Youth Website ṣe ṣàgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ọ̀kan ọ̀jọ̀kan ètò àtẹ̀lé ìta mọ̀ sí thematic framework, ẹ̀tọ́ fọ́rọ̀ ètò ìdánimọ̀ tó gbòòrò database. Gbogbo àwọn ọ̀dọ́ Yorùbá ó ti láǹfààní sí ìwé ìdánimọ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ léyìí tó jẹ́ Yorùbá Nation Youth Identity lọ́kàtà bá ti forúkọ sílẹ̀ lórí ìtàkùn Yorùbá Youth Website. Bẹ́ẹ̀ láti ní àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ àǹfààní míì àti àwọn ètò amáyédẹrùn gbogbo bíi empowerment, iná ìmọ̀nàmọ́ná, food bank, ètò ọ̀gbìn àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ló wà nínú àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ ètò wa gbogbo fún gbogbo àwọn ènìyàn wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Kí gbogbo àwọn ètò yìí lè wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Ọ̀sẹ̀ pé yìí náà kẹ́yìn náà wá darapọ̀ mọ́ wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí ojúlówó ọ̀dọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá níbikíbi tẹ́ ẹ bá wà lágbàáyé. Fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé síwájú sí i, kàn sí wa látòrí wẹ́bsáìtì wa www.yorubanationyouth.org. Bákan náà ni ẹ lè pè tàbí kẹ́ WhatsApp +1-803-846-1116 àbí kẹ́ pé +234-703-717-3355 tàbí +971-503-430-843. Bákan náà ni ẹ lè pè +971-525-261-442. Yorùbá Nation Youth Website ọ̀kan ní gbogbo wa pátápátá.
Once again, as we're just 24 minutes past midnight from London, where the transmission is coming from. 10th of February will be the launching of the Yoruba Youth website. We're looking forward to that, and we cannot wait to see how the website will be launched. Moki Bobo Alenkonsi, I say good evening. Please share the program, invite your friends and family. That is the only way we can get more people to listen to reasons why the Nigeria of today is no longer working for every one of us.
It's very clear. We made the declaration saying that it's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. You remember in 1962, there was a massive problem in Nigeria when Awolowo was arrested. Our people talked to us. There was crisis for over 4 years that led to the coup. There was a Yoruba meeting of elders called the Yoruba Leaders of Thought. We relented. The thing continued. Yoruba has continued to lose ground since that time. In 1993, there was the annulment of the June 12 election. Shiju Ade, the former Oni, spoke and said Yoruba should go ahead and contest an election. We did. It led to nothing. The same thing happened in 1988, just before the handover to the democratic elected government. Yoruba did not want to go for anything like Nigeria again. But then it failed. Look at where we are. Yoruba has been losing ground since 1914, and we are just tired. We are done for restructuring. It's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. It's too late for sovereign national conference. It's too late for resource control. What we want now is Oduduwa Republic. And we are very categorical about that. We have made that very clear. We have made declarations, and we are very serious about our demands. Every region just go to its own tent. Yoruba wants to be on its own because the problem that Yoruba has is Nigeria. Nigeria is the problem, is the impediment to Yoruba development. It's the impediment to Oduduwa development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1960, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they're always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
Well, it has come to an end. Good evening, Omobolaji Abdullah. Good evening to my beautiful mother. Good evening to my wife. Good evening to my children. Good evening, Instagram. Good evening, YouTube, Facebook, MixLR. And invite your friends. Good evening to the backup YouTube channel. Good evening to those of you on the Facebook. Good evening, Easy in America, Miami. Good evening, Malaysia. Good evening, South Asia. Good evening, Kano. Good evening, Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, Greece. Molan Babawa Kontowani attend Grace. Moshe, shout out to you. Shout out to many of you around the globe. And it seems that it's been a while I've played my own intro. Maybe we should just listen to my intro. By the time I come back on my desk, I should be almost ready to start the evening program. It is still evening. It depends on what time you're watching. I say good evening, Mr. And many of you that are going to be watching it later and all the way in Canada, shout out to you. Shout out to wherever you are around the world. Remember that this is Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Shout out to many of our politicians as we continue to push. We're making the push, but they are not also listening. But we're sure that as time goes on, our politician will understand the reason why we don't want to literally be part of Nigeria anymore. It is not a crime to say, hey, in your favor, we might not have to fight each other. We can do a very diverse. Good evening, Prince Adekunle. Shout out to many people that have lost their lives, especially people that have lost loved ones and so on and so forth. But for now, let's listen to this. It might take about 5 minutes, 33 seconds. By the time I come back, we'll be ready to go into the full program as well. Koikimedia.
Koikimedia, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. I was a lullaby. Àwa ló lásà àti èdè. Ìdí lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o. Àwa gangan ni bàbá. Koikimedia. 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 We bring the world closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for her. But we dey move closer before dem go sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body. But we dey move closer before dem go sabi. Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ, ìlẹ̀hún ló ló lajú. Ẹyẹ tó dorí kodò bí àdó, ọ̀pẹ̀jẹ̀ lẹ́nu. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè kó dúdú àga. Odùduwà kò bá lè gbé wá. Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣe kiri. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí. Káwa lè gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni mọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. Ọmọ Odùduwà ni wá. Koikimedia, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wọ́n mọ̀ ní. Kásá. Ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wà kájé fún báyìí jẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wọ́n mọ̀ ní. À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń dásà lárugẹ. Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wọ́n mọ̀ ní. News and sports. Ẹ máa rí gan. Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wọ́n mọ̀ ní. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú ẹlẹ́rẹ̀ ni ló ní kí n ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájú mọ̀ mi o máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. Àgbàdùn rẹ̀, ọmọ Jẹ́gbẹ́ lọ́rẹ́ mi, ṣé ìlọ máa fi dìbò ọ̀tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé máa dé máa dé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ kájọ́jì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ. Àjòjì tó bá wọ bẹ́ẹ̀ á bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ẹbọra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó kóyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó ṣọdẹ tó pọ̀ sí o. Koikimedia sáwa ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àdáńsọ àtúnpèrè gidi. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àwa là ń gbètò lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àfúnjàfẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ọmọ Olúwa ni wá o tọkàntọkàn. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ikú tó ṣe ní lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ òsì àdìmú bàbá yọ. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó fẹ́ òun tó kàn ní oko lára ni. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àpèrè gèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ní bàbá o. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Òtútù alágbèdá ní òtí alágbèdá ní. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àbísọ̀dálẹ̀, àbísọ̀díkẹta. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àtúntàn, àtúnpèrè gèdè. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia we bring you one closer to your doorstep. Àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia is around to give us latest. Is around to give us latest. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ̀kẹ́ tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó gbòòrò. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ̀kẹ́ tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó gbòòrò. Koikimedia is around to give us latest. Koikimedia.
And we go straight into the program. Orílẹ̀-èdè Àgbéga ìgbàgbọ́ láti bẹ̀rù àṣìṣe ìṣọ̀kan ìkẹjẹ tẹ̀síwájú ìfòyìnwó àtẹ̀yìn àwọn ọmọdé mo kí gbogbo wa pé ṣé dáadáa ni a tún bára wa níbi tí olúkálùkù wa wà níbi tí Ọlọ́run fi wá sí presently. Mo kí Alhaja Fatima Mustapha, salamu alaikum. And I always say ìjà ẹ̀sìn kọ́ la gbé dání, ìjà tí a gbé dání, ìjà pé a fẹ́ kúrò nínú ìlú tí àwọn òyìnbó amúnisìn tó kó wa sínú ẹ̀ tí ó dẹ̀ ti di dandan pé a máa kúrò nínú ẹ̀. Mo kí Ọba Elédùmarè tó ní wá, màmá sọ pé Barika Jimoh in the first Friday of the month of February, a very, very significant one in the next 48 hours. Màmá sọ pé the first Sunday as well. Àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá, Mr. Kim Ayọ̀délé, mo kí yín. Bàbá wa Idris Múyìwá, Allen Conde, my brother, on a good morning, brother. How you doing? I'm very good. I just woke up not too long, so I'm very strong and fit. I think I should be able to do a 3 hours program non-stop. So, ẹni tó bá ní data tó bá jẹ́ pé ẹ fẹ́ lọ gbọ́ lórí MixLR, kẹ́ wá download it. I know a lot of you does that. Many of my listeners are in Nigeria, and I really appreciate the time and effort tí ẹ fi gbọ́ wa. Mo kí bàbá wa Kúnlé Ṣítà, ẹ ṣé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Mo kí Alhaji Alabi Bashiru, mo kí bàbá ìyá wa Grace Olúṣòótọ́, Ìfagbémilékè, Comrade Ṣẹ́gun Ọ̀nà, Kúnlé Bakers tóun bá ti dé màá mọ̀ torí ó máa fún mi ní owó ló máa fi ń jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ pé òun ti dé. Ìyá wa Títílọlá Shaw, mo rí yín. I'm watching myself on my beautiful big screen. When I do my full setup like this, it looks like there's a kind of energy. Ṣẹ́yìn tí wà ní weekend ní Mr. Alabi Samuel, I don't know what the current situation is presently ní Cairo, but we are praying for all our brothers, our sisters in Cairo, and we hope that the federal government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will intervene as quickly as possible and help us to resolve the problem to Beni Cairo presently. Mo kí Mr. Akim Oluomo, wọn náà wọn gbọ́ wa dáadáa kété. Mo kí bàbá mi Sunday Ọláolú. Some of our tajọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n ti lọ sọ́dọ̀ Onítìrì, wọ́n ní because Onítìrì ti declare country, so àwọn dẹ̀ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjọba. Èmi ò rẹ̀ tí rí ìjọba ju pé ìjọba Shettima àti Bọ́lá Tinubu nìkan ni mò ń rí. Bí ẹ̀yin wá rí nǹkan míì tèmi ò rí o, ẹ lè bá wa fi sínú comment section. Bí àṣà Dr. Zabby, the chairman of the Yoruba World Media, a ní ṣáyé ọpẹ́ yọ lọ́dọ̀ yín, àyè ọpẹ́ yọ lọ́dọ̀ tèmi ní bíbá. I slept just before, kódà ìgbà tí ìyàwó mi máa fi wọ́ bí dé láti ibi iṣẹ́, mo ṣàkó ń gbọ́ kòròkòrò ní pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ nísàlẹ̀. I must have slept before 9 o'clock, and sometimes I need that to refresh my energy. Mo kí gbogbo wa níbi tí ẹ bá ti ń wọlé. Ẹ máa bá wa comment so that ká lè mọ̀ pé wà lórí ètò, but ẹ̀yin tí fún ìdí kan àbí ìdí kejì tẹ́ bá comment bí a torí ibi iṣẹ́ tẹ́ ń ṣe, wọ́n ní kẹ́yẹ́ máa comment lórí social media. We understand, but ẹ máa send the email sí wa. We need your support, like I always say. Omoluka now saw the same thing. Look, especially this month is a very, very, we're now calmed down to this barrier. Omoluka now need the 2 million. Kódà tó bá rí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ gan, àwa náà need owó, especially fáwa tá a lè lọ. Ẹ̀yin náà fi ṣírò pé owó tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì yín ẹ pín fún gbogbo wa kó lè kárí. We need about 3 million to be able to fulfill our tax and our role. Olóyè tí àwọn tí a fẹ́ sin ní oṣù yìí, ó ṣe kókó, ó ṣe pàtàkì. Bàbá wa Omitola Kẹ́hìndé, mo kí yín, any Yoruba nation no going back. Continue the good work and may God help you and your family. Thanks so much. Àwọn ọmọ Oòduà náà kí gbogbo yín, wọ́n ti lọ sí bed. Our spirit and love is with Ekiti State presently because àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tó kó, mo gbọ́ pé wọ́n náà ti ń dáwó fún wọn, but ìjọ la fi máa dá owó wọ́n jí wa gbé, wọ́n pa wá. All that cannot work in the long run. So we need to have our own, independent country. Six Sense Media, Moki on Biafra, they're currently going through their own, they're presently going through what I would call their referendum online. So I'm monitoring that as well. I'll be telling us a little bit about what is happening, and I believe, if I'm right, they are currently live as well. The North and the South American Emergency Town Hall meeting with the Prime Minister, Government in Exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is presently going on, as I can see it in my screen. We have multiple screens, so my eyes could be moving on different sizes. Dizzy man said, please support Koikimedia. He has also done his own. Not just support us, he also sent a message to Dr. Chief Oloyegbowo, so we appreciate you. Babakitoye book is currently in America, so my sister called me. She has only 60 copies. It's going for $100. I'm sure most of us know the book I'm talking about, so let me emphasize on that. But let me first appreciate. Yes, I just got the news as I was waking up this morning. The volume is low, okay? The volume shouldn't be low. I have this beautiful mic. Pa, 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 pa. Hello, hello, mic check. I show up with volume low. Ìyá mi Adéọlá Òsínlóye. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ẹ bá mi the bí a kẹ reset. Ẹ ju fóònù ẹ báyìí kẹ jù báyìí. Bàbá mi ọmọ ṣe bí Kọ́láwọlé gbogbo ìgbà ló máa ń fi voice note sílẹ̀. Ó ti fi voice note, ó ti fi ṣe mí léṣe. Thank you so much and we appreciate. Àwọn ọmọ ń kọ́ ń bẹ̀. Okay, let me remove the external mic. I've taken this out. So ẹ jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ tí mic yẹn tí audio yẹn bá tó bá dáa ju ti tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ. I've apparently removed these. We need a lot of money to invest into the media. Even if I'm operating from home, we need to upgrade as well. So we hope most of you dip away into your pocket and you will support the media. If you're not sure what BBC Tony, BBC has sophisticated microphone. Microphone mainly cost up to £3,000. And they keep changing it because sometimes anything they say, Adeba in Tonjako communicates it, but we can only use what we have presently, and we hope that in the near future we will have something much better. Koro monarch near Ogbe was killed this evening, and the wife was taken away by kidnappers. Audio about Dalori Koikimedia Odudua. So because platform of Latin stream, so audio yama dajura wolo intebawa lori different device, the audio Tokyo_778 egbon shalafia ni mo bayin be changing more news because I slept off before I picked up that news. So as we are going into the program, we are just appreciating most of you that spent your quality time. And to all America, it's just about evening time. Moki sister me, Moki and mothers me, Moki Bubo and believe in the Koiki Nigeria Kokwin. Konche Bubo and Loa believe Koiki Nigeria Kokwin. We have people that are still praying for Nigeria. Either through prophecy, either through whatever. And they're saying that Nigeria will eventually work. I don't know how that is going to happen. Mokia, it is King AY. Team Watowa Nilu Ondo. Team Wamawani Odo Okwakeredolu Lagbaro Long. We're going to split our team because Pakeredolu Oma Shalaisi Kolon Kufon. Okay, that's all we can say. He has done his best. He was a good governor, at least to some of us that saw him from the far. But Kolon Kufon. So Team Wamawa ni Akure last Shedumari, and we're also going to be in Igboho. I picked this from my brother Daily Mamodo Ovation. 2 videos mo fẹ́ play lọ́dọ̀ wọn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ gbọ́ eléyìí mo bọ̀.
I'm not happy with my president. I'm regretting for voting for my president and for voting for APC. Because this is not what we voted for. No, we are not voting for. We're not voting for suffering. We voted for peace, tranquility, and for to alleviate poverty. Let me tell you, if he and his partners are giving reduced fuel price, it will reach common man on the street rather than giving it to private sector who are already plentiful. They are going to share this money, no doubt about it. What we gained for the past 7 months, we voted for President Tinubu Imiloka. I'm a Yoruba man. I regretted for voting for him because this is not what we bargained for. I'm also a retired director. I'm telling you, a retired director collecting 75,000 naira at federal. You have 5 children or 4 children. How would you cope? Nothing for retirees. We are still suffering. They are telling us that we should manage. The Vice President said we should pay our percent for 10 years. So until all Nigerians die finished before they can resuscitate us. Let's call spade a spade. This government is not doing well. Thank you.
Well, Tinubu wants to do well, but unfortunately, Nigeria is so damaged that it would take Tinubu 300 years, and Tinubu will not be alive. But we pray that he's alive to survive, his tenure as the current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I don't pray for his death. I pray that he will be able to fulfill his dreams. Dreams alone fulfill lower. He had an ambition, and that ambition is currently what is going on right now. Eshegon Egbomi Tokyo, Shalafia Lewa, at our family, Alafia la family, Temina, Adupe Follow, Ayokwe Yo. Tinubu wants to grammar comfort Adeleye Eko Araferako, and then Kiyami no Eshegoni, Moki Bubu, and Inteman send message be Koiki, Bama Kiye at Yawe, to look. My wife, she's so knackered. It's not easy in this country, especially in Otutu. Láti lọ ṣiṣẹ́ iṣẹ́ náà là ń ṣe bí kúrú. And òun sì máa ní iṣẹ́ lóògùn ṣẹ́. Ẹni tó ò bá ṣiṣẹ́ àjàlè, àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ fi jalè la ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ nílùú yìí. Torí àlọ́nà míì, àwọn ọlọ́nà míì o, ọ̀nà kan péré ta ní náà ni pé ká ṣiṣẹ́. Mo máa rántí nígbà tí mo ṣì ń ṣe kó tó di pé ọmọdé tá bá ti ṣe fàájì lọ sí club tí mo bá tèmi káàkiri, màá wá gbà call lọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ sí mi pé ṣó mọ̀ pé àwọn tó fi rajà lọ́wọ́ wa wọ́n ń dúró déèyàn. Ẹ make sure pé ibi tẹ́ bá lọ, you get back to the market, ká lè tajà, ká lè mówó lọ sílé. Mo wá realize pé iṣẹ́ yìí náà ni àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá náà ń ṣe nílé, but wá wà nínú traffic. Irú bàbá mi Comrade Ọmọṣẹ́bí, he lives far away from his workplace. Ìdí táwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ ṣe ń gbé sọ́nà tó jìn ni pé ibi tó lè rí accommodation sí nìyẹn. So I'm going to be moving swiftly from different angle of this program tonight, even though my topic, the Bible topic tí mo kọ síbẹ̀ fún àǹfààní ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. 2 different topics la máa ń kọ síta. Ìkan máa ń lọ lórí Koikimedia, ìkan máa ń lọ lórí backup channel wa. Many of you do not know the backup channel. We need to continue to push that as well so that ká lè rí Chinedu ọmọ Biafra mo kí ẹ. There are some Biafrans, or let me not use the word Biafra. There are some Igbos. They're very upset with us. Don't worry about them. They can't push us until we are ready to push ourselves. Kò not only understanding nǹkan tó gbé dání, it took Mazi Nnamdi Kanu months, years to explain to them. But now that they understood much better, they can laugh and jest. Because some of them will also call Igboho that he has compromised. The barrier on comments, just ignore it. Those are the stupid one amongst them. But the real Biafrans know that even if they're going to exit Nigeria, what she need our know, one way or the other, because it will be good for them to let the 2 people push and break the genes of what the West. But if some of them are saying, hey, Igboho is working for Tinubu, look, even if they say I work for Tinubu, they don't have any evidence. Even if people say I collect money from Tinubu, they don't have any evidence. But I will never pray for the death of Tinubu. I know he's a drug dealer. He has a fake certificate. It's far better than Buhari anyway, as far as I'm concerned, even though they are all the same. So, and Tinubu can still make or is still there. So he has the opportunity to dissolve this union. And if he doesn't do that, you will hear what Awolori Buruku Babofo, Bode George. I'm going to play his soundtrack from the interview he granted with Arise Television. Olori Buruku ni àwọn Bode George yẹn. These are old men that still want me to be part of PDP. These are old men that still want us to remain in Nigeria. Àwọn bàbá òfò. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ Bode George, ẹ̀yin ọmọ wọn yẹn, ẹ̀yin ọ̀rẹ́ wọn. Ẹ jẹ́ sọ fún àwọn olórí burúkú bàbá yẹn pé we are just being ọmọlúàbí. They've done their own time. They should not be telling us about Nigeria anymore. PDP is I don't want to use the F word, is a 419. It's a party that created more criminals in Nigeria, just like APC is doing. So, I don't believe in Labour Party. Peter Obi is just working for the British government. That's what he's doing. So Mokib, Yami, Abigail, Mobolaji. So let us always understand that there will be some Biafrans that also like Koiki, what is going on? There is no Yoruba nation anymore. Tinubu don't listen to all the crap. Some of them are just bitter that Igboho is outside, Nnamdi Kanu is being detained in the custody of the DSS. Nnamdi Kanu. That's not my problem. They are the one that some of them are the the one that compromise Nnamdi Kanu's. I didn't know that Nnamdi Kanu lives in Kenya. It was after he was arrested. No, not arrested, kidnapped. There's nothing like arrest. Kidnap and rendition back to Nigeria. We all knew that Nnamdi Kanu spent time in Kenya. I didn't know that. So àwọn ará wọn náà, àwọn náà ní alábòdè láàrin wọn. But àwọn ò ní sọ yẹn. And they're very, very cunning. So they want to make it look like, Tinubu is not the one that kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu. It was Buhari that did so with Olori Buruku Osibajo. So when they come in and tell us, did that is because they are pain in their heart that Igboho is outside and they can see him outside in Germany with his family. He dances, he does a lot of things, but they don't see Nnamdi Kanu like that anymore. So they are very, very pain. Bishop Adesina Bosoreto. So, and that is not our problem. We pray that, Tinubu in his heart will free Nnamdi Kanu and tell him to leave Nigeria on exile. It is possible. Walk off his only flight. Bye-bye, they go. But Tinubu not releasing him is because whatever he thinks, Tinubu is the president. He can grant amnesty to, Nnamdi Kanu and let him go. They can chuck away all the court case that is on his head. And moreover, the judge and the Supreme Court has already acquitted him. But we know that Tinubu is playing another game. And from what I'm looking at, maybe he wants to keep Nnamdi Kanu there so that somebody like Simon Ekpa will have more guns to destroy Nigeria. Because it's going to lead to that. The Nigerian military and the Biafra will fight in terms of weapon, oh my jagidi, until only if there's a resolution to allow them to go. Because look, some of them even say that Simon Ekpa worked for the Nigerian government. Okay, if he's working for the Nigerian government, is it not in the benefit of everybody now that he destroy Nigeria and let everybody go? And if you don't like the word destroy Nigeria, break up Nigeria, dissolve Nigeria, whichever one you want. But for the fact that some of us are thinking that holding Nnamdi Kanu will give peace in Nigeria. Could ever see peace? Tinubu can still bring that peace. He's the president. He has he has what it takes to do it because he's not taking order. We know that he's taking order from Sultan of Sokoto. But at least, if he's really serious, but that's a tell up to him. But my prayer every day is whatever is going to destroy Nigeria, whatever is going to bring Nigeria down is what I pray for. I don't care whatever you say. I don't give a toss. But about destroy Nigeria because it has literally stressed too many lives. Even if I was not doing Yoruba Nation, the flight to Nigeria is much expensive. I'm better off to go to America than to go to Nigeria. A flight to America, let's look at it from London. Let's just take a quick check so that you can see why some of us are like, you know what? F word. Let's just break this shit hole country once and for all. Break it. Whatever, however, is going to happen. So, flight price from London to New York. So let's check. So if I'm flying from London to New York, so I'm going to use, I love Skyscanner. I use it a lot when I'm traveling and I use Expedia. There's a lot of them that you can use. And also you can use, I have my sister that's also into, that kind of bookings in case they have a book. It is broken artificially state with international airline to America. So let's have a look. So when do I want to travel? I just want to go on a business trip. This is how we were meant to be living. Just wake up one morning. Bishop, ẹja jọ pàdé ní New York. Koiki ṣe kò sí. No, ẹ rántí business àjọ ń ṣe yẹn. Àwọn ìbò yẹn náà fẹ́ rí wa. Èmi náà ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì tèmi. Ẹ jẹ́ kí èmi náà ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì tèmi. Nígbà wo ni ká pàdé? Next week Friday la máa lọ Bishop. But èmi máa padà sí London ní Sunday because mo ní meeting kan ní London ní ìjọ Monday. But tó bá di ìjọ Monday tó bá parí tán, ṣé ká tún jọ pàdé ní Germany? Ẹ̀yin ò ṣe. This is how my parents were routing their tickets they were buying multiple tickets. Babami Darijo Ekalema Ekalesa, Mr. Kayode Shade. They were buying, ticket, Warute, 5 different cities. So let's say next week, Friday, America. So I'm going to New York and I'll be back. No, I have to be back before the 14th because I celebrate Valentine. So I'm back on Sunday, which is so I'm only going for 2 days. So let's look at these tickets. So he's doing a search now. So the results are coming out very fast. Wow, it's not too bad. Wow, interesting. Okay. No, I don't want a flight that would take me all the way through. I want a direct flight where I can have a great time. So, okay, I can have a stopover. So I can stop over in Germany. So if I go through Lufthansa airline, it's going to cost me £507. Remember that this is a short notice ticket. So it's not like a planned one. It's just that I wake up and I decide I want to go to America. Now, let's do the same flight to Nigeria. So London, Nigeria flight price. And I'm going to use the same Skyscanner. And I'm going to use the same date, and let's see what comes up. So again, we're going on the 9th, coming back on the 11th. So let's see what deal we can get. Already, oh, are you saying that I can only say one? 790. Let me check back. America, traveling from London, there is still cheaper flight up to 265, but the basic one that I'm seeing here is a Lufthansa that will take me, it's going to take 8 hours 35 minutes because it's not a direct flight. Okay, it's a direct flight. It's a direct flight. It's not having a stopover. So 507, 7 hours 10 minutes, coming back, going 8 hours 35 minutes. And I can still see one that is up to, let's cap it at 507, Lufthansa. So Nigeria, that is a 6 hours flight, is going to cost me £797, either from London or from Manchester. And I can't travel, good morning, sir, Baba Dariju, and I still can't travel a direct flight. That is just impromptu stopover. Wow, it's even more than that if I'm going on a direct flight. If I want to go on a Virgin, no, let's look at it this way. If I want to travel on a Virgin, 6 hours, 30 minutes, I want us to look at why a Yoruba economy is the best option right now to get the hell out of Nigeria, because Nigeria is the impediment to our lives. Tibafilo Lori Virgin, me next week Friday, Timo de Mapada si London ejo Sunday. Nigeria is 6,000 kilometers to UK, or 6 hours flight, 6 hours 30 minutes. It will literally take me from Virgin Atlantic, leaving at 10 p.m. from London Heathrow Airport, Omade Lagos Muritala Mohammed Airport at 5:45. Omapada Nijo Sunday at 10:40 at the London Heathrow, ní 16:15, which is 4:15. That is going to cost me £1,208. A direct flight. 1,208. And we are being told that Nigeria is the giant of Africa. It has what it takes. Everything is there. But yet, this is a country that doesn't have its own airline. Not that it doesn't have it before. It used to. We've all heard about the the Nigerian Airways in the 80s. Koda Oremikon Kezo Nimankwe. Babe was an airline, a pilot with the Nigerian Airways in the 80s. I'm sure many of us knew about the Nigerian Airways until it folded up. How did we get to where we are today is because of the selfish interest of the West and the few Nigerians that worked in line with them. From Babangida, Babangida is a bomb bastard that nobody should be listening to his crap, just like many of them like that. That is just how we suffer. I mean, we are suffering, bearing the burden of. Let me rephrase that. We are suffering for some to enjoy. Companies like Shell. I can see that there's a deal going on between the current administration on handle. I'm about family Tinubu. So they are now working to get some. I don't know if it's charity. Everybody wants to just suck it. Become rich overnight. Two things that make Nigerians become powerful is the Nigeria Ghana Airways. Two things that people become very powerful in Nigeria is when they say we are into oil and gas. Everybody with the inside oil and gas, they're all 419. I don't care whether they're Igbos, Hausa, Middle Belt, blah, blah, blah. They're all 419. Everybody. Ask an average person, I'm into oil and gas, because that is where the real money is. Nobody can account for anything in that shit or country you call Nigeria. But when some people come in and try, Mr. Fombo Okunowo Ekalesa, once again, shout out to, so let me close that. We've got an idea. So Bishop, I don't think we will be able to do that fly because it is too expensive for me to come to Nigeria. It's going to cost me more money, and it's going to cost you more money as well, because the currency is becoming rubbish. Let's get our currency out tonight. So our currency, we have these naira, we have dollar. We will continue to listen to World Bank that destroy Africa. We continue to listen to the crap coming from the IMF. I mean, America don't listen to IMF and World Bank. What makes them different? But they want to push their own narrative in Africa, mostly Nigeria. And Babangida was one of those that started that nonsense in 1986. We Naira Makoko devalue 1986 through this criminal that will never walk with his feet again until he dies. He's not going to die yet, but he will die eventually. I'm talking about Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. The Amakokoni devaluation of Naira, it started on his head. Today, Bola Tinubu did not brought in the pain for the dollar to the Naira. It has been something that has been going on steadily. Everybody knew that. I mean, it's been a while I've looked at the OECD. Again, Omoluabi Apparel is the one that produced these, www.omoluabi Apparel. But if you want something like this was produced by a fashion designer in Lagos, Omita Culture. So you can get in touch. Bugbasho Tiwon Lowo buy. Bugbasho Oloye Gbowo Ti Gbogbo Ama Wo Pata. ọwọ́ ẹ̀ ló wà fáwọn àti project ìtọ̀dọ̀ tiwa. I don't know, everybody has their own different stylists, but tẹ́ bá ní ẹni tó fi bá yín ránṣọ tó máa dúró dáadáa lára yín, tẹ́ bá tẹ̀ tí wá lè fún ní measurement yín dáadáa àbí kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ send a picture wàá gbé nǹkan tó dáa. So if you want your clothes to be done and shipped to you, tí easy ti dọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ America, ó ti send pictures to me, but I cannot show it because he hasn't given me the authority to show it. Tó bá sọ pé kí n show ẹ̀ máa show yín. So easy ti gba tiẹ̀ ní Miami through DHL. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá wà anywhere in the world, most of you asking Koiki ṣá máa ṣe nǹkan kan ní UK. Nothing has been confirmed yet, but at some point ìgbà tí olóyè bá máa wá sí UK, a lè wọ́ pẹ̀lú wọn nígbà tí ọba máa kí wa ní London lágbára Ọlọ́run àti ní Birmingham àti gbogbo city tá a bá fi pàdé láti gbé wọn lọ. So when we talk about the impediment tí Nigeria ti kó wa sí, for decades we are not growing anything. So what do you expect Tinubu to come and do in a country that is already declining in terms of the northern part of Nigeria was sinking Nigeria gradually? Then it went from also different region that was producing, making headways during the regional government. That came into a stop. There was a stopgap, and that had a big impact on our lives today. So while we are all struggling, there's no jobs. Why is there no jobs? We don't have a road network. And like I said in the afternoon, we are not leaving Nigeria because of Fulani. No, we are leaving Nigeria because it is an impediment to our lives. I still have I didn't shut this laptop down. I just put it on the sleep mode.
Impediment.
Shout out to those of you on the MixLR.
Impediment.
That is what Nigeria is to us today. But you now see crazy educated Nigerians trying to defend a shithole country that they knew that is a fraud, because they think that they've read a little bit better than us. They've gone to Harvard University, they've gone to London. I mean, imagine if DJ Copy is telling me that Nigeria is going to war because she studied at London School of Economics, or she studied a master's or whatever at Oxford University. But these are the people that are defending Nigerians. Imagine Tiwa Savage, because she was called to come and sing at the death of the Queen Elizabeth, burial, and then so bloody what? Who cares about that? We're talking about we, the indigenous people, that have removed the real identity away from us and giving it out in replacement of the fraudulent country called Nigeria. You think America cares if we remain in Nigeria? They don't care. It's entirely up to us. I'll make a push here. And if nobody wants to make the push, we will remain Nigerians, and you will not get a visa to America. And if you get a visa to America, it's either you go back or you remain there. But if for those that wants to go back home, yes, they can go back home. But we are talking about, indigenous people now that have woken up from their slumber, because we've been sleeping for decades. We've been told lies by our king. The same king now, we saw the way they were massacred, killed. I mean, you need to go and see the video of how they were moving a king. And all this is because
impediment,
hindrance, obstruction in doing something. So Nigeria is literally obstructing our ways of life. And when I say chepe for Nigeria, we are not chepe for Yoruba, because Nigeria is the one that is overshadowing the name. There's nothing wrong in our territory. It's a beautiful place. Look, I will swap Ijebu-Ode for UK if I can be guaranteed that I will not be killed. I will be able to have freedom of speech. I will be able to do what I feel I can do under the government of Yoruba than living in Nigeria. I will live in Ijebu-Ode. I don't have to live in Lagos State. I am ready to come and do kitchen porter in an hotel in Ijebu-Ode, as long as there will be dignity for me, and I will be respected, and I'll be paid in accordance to the currency and the economy of Yoruba land. We're talking about Yoruba economy now. Look, all these governors, I saw Babajide Sanwo-Olu is going to open up the red line. Look, by now, we see every time I go to Croydon, I go to small towns, we see, trams. All this should have been done and dusted. We shouldn't be talking about red line now. We are talking about, it's like we are making it look like transportation systems that have been resolved in Lagos State. But it's because Nigeria is the impediment. Moke Bambo, entertainment. But we have educated Nigerians that look, let's keep Nigeria. Look, you cannot keep Nigeria. There's nothing to keep about Nigeria. Let's completely wind it down and then start talking about building a Yoruba economy. The Yoruba economy can grow within 30 years. Dubai, the biggest palm oil producer in the world is Indonesia. Second to it is Malaysia. We were the one that gave them, the seed from what we were told. Okay, the seed. Why is it that do you know that palm oil, Ipopupa, is more expensive than the crude oil in terms of, the price in the market? Awandroki IMF, Olosholori Buruku at the World Bank to make decision on our life. And you go and look at those countries that are in charge of this nonsense organization, all this bastard organization that have destroyed Africa. And that is why I'm happy that Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have pulled out of the bloody nonsense ECOWAS that has become compromised. We have become the puppet to the West. Because they don't see us as being a value Africans to them. So we have to get married to somebody to get papers. Some of us have to go through a long process to get papers. Some of us are now japa. We are selling our properties so that we can end up becoming a student. And when you get a student, it doesn't give you a full right as a British citizen. Maybe some of you don't know that. They come, maybe they live here together. You think that because you don't japa here, it will take, look, even if you try to marry somebody, they will not say the first thing that you left was you say you are coming to study. Some of us are now becoming, a care worker, not even health care. There's difference between an health care officer and a care worker. Care worker is just people that look after the old people. And you got to be very careful, some of you that are arriving in the country presently, because but yes, at some point, look, one thing some of you don't understand. Look, I've told you, 1 year from today, if I no work, I don't care. The only thing is I'll have cut down my size of living in this country. Look, my wife works. So if I not work, it's okay for me. But I can still make a little bit of revenue through the little what I do, regardless of whether we are doing Yoruba Nation or not. Because I am already in the system. I've lived in the system for 24 years. I am not restricted to go and do COS and do PhD. Look, I don't have to go and do PhD before I leave here. But the British is smart. They need the international foreign student. They need the money. They need the money. That is why you are paying hell out of the nose so that you can be able to live here comfortable, at least as a student. And then in 3 years, you will renew. You will renew. Is another revenue for the British government. Washiri. And if you need any entertainment, I can at least tell you Bambino Entertainment. I'll put the American money. When I get to America, I don't want to. It brings a lot of artists, from our Yoruba artists and the hip hop to America. And he's the current president of Agzoba 995, Abekta Grammar School. A very good brother of mine. Sometimes some of them have wondered how I became, an activist, because some of them saw me as an afar. But life, as we grow, we'll all look at different priorities. Even if it bad, but at the end of the day, I'm more worried now because they're growing very fast on us. And I cannot take them back to Djibouti because there's no safety net for them. And UK and America is becoming very difficult, especially for our children. So we pray that our children will continue to be the ones that they are, because this West can literally break down our children, only destroy one. Àwa lè cope, èmi ti gbé láàrin Èkó, àwa ní but irú àwọn ọmọdé pa àwọn máa jẹ bọ́tà ní gbogbo àwọn ọmọ tá à ń bí síbí báyìí. Kọ́lọ́run ọba Elédùmarè kó bá wa pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ wa. So let's come back and go into why Nigeria failed to grow. So let's go to OECD. OECD. It's been a while that I've used that for some time. So I'm going to type in Nigeria there. Okay, let me look at the UK one. No, let's look at this way. OECD Nigeria. So this is the Good evening once again. All right, while I'm doing that, let's listen to Ologun Dudu. Ó dà kó ti ṣe track kan fún Délé Momodu, ẹ̀gbọ́n àgbàyà lẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn. Ó ń tẹ̀ sáwọn APC lójú bí wúkú burúkú. He's a very smart man. He knows what he's doing. Every time he's putting something that can frustrate our APC. So he actually posted this on his timeline. Let's listen to it.
Bọ́lá Tinubu ọjọ́ wo lẹ dé náà tí gbogbo aráyé ti ń ṣòṣùkè. Bọ́lá Tinubu wọ́n lójú tó máa bá ní dalẹ́ kì í tòwúrọ̀ ṣe pin. Ìyàwó tá a sì ń fẹ́ lójú ọ̀nà tó nà yá ọkọ. Tó bá délé ọkọ ńkọ́. Ọjọ́ wo lẹ dé ìjọba táyé tí ń le kokoko bí ojú ẹja. Buhari la sì ń pè lólórí burúkú, olórí kíwá ní Bọ́lá Ahmed. Ọ̀pọ̀ ọmọ Nàìjíríà ló para wọn. Ẹni ebi pakú pátápátá ò tẹ́ni gbèsè pa. Ìyẹn láyé ìjọba Buhari. Aráyé sọkúsọkú wọn kérora jẹrora. Èpè la fi sí Buhari wọgbó bíi ti Ibrahim Babangida pẹ̀lú General Sani Abacha. Ológun dúdú dé o. Bọ́lá Tinubu. Ṣé ká ti àsìkò yìí máa gbé ọsẹ́ gbè ní àbí ká fi ọ́rẹ́? Iná tó lórí burúkú Buhari dá sílẹ̀ fún Nàìjíríà láti rò pé wò ó bomi pa. Kàkà kí Bọ́lá Tinubu ó bomi pa náà jọba Buhari ṣe ló tún da bẹtiróòlù sáàrò. Gbogbo wa la rí ọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó rẹ̀ wá lẹ́kún. Èròǹgbà wa ní pé gbogbo ìlànà tábíọ́lá fi lélẹ̀ ló fẹ́ tẹ̀lé. Àṣẹ àpamọ́lẹ́kùn lájọ ń polongo rẹ̀ pé ká dìbò fún. A ti rò ó pé tọ́mọ Yorùbá bá gorí ìjọba yóò ṣe wá lóore.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ọjọ́ ti pẹ́ bá ń bọ̀ láti kára bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwa àlùmọ́lẹ̀ ọlọ́ba àwọn pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Ká sọ̀rọ̀ gan, happy new year àti ìsọ̀rọ̀ náà dún yìí.
Bọ́lá Tinubu o, Bọ́lá Tinubu o.
Jíjẹ gbèsè gan fọ́dọ̀ ní wọn sọ̀rọ̀. Ọlọ́run fún mi ṣe. Ẹ jẹ́ àgbọ̀ ológun dúdú kan ká tó wọnú program padà.
Àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà fi gbogbo ọ̀sán sákiri. Alẹ́ lẹ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà fẹ̀gbẹ́ lélẹ̀ láàrin ebi. Òru tó yẹ kí wọ́n máa sùn. Ṣé ni kálukú ranjú sílẹ̀ oorun ọ̀wá? Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tó bá jẹun lálẹ́ ni ó sùn láàjì?
Àwa ká tẹ jẹun, káwa náà sùn.
Àṣepàǹkárẹ́ ni Buhari fi ń na ọmọ Nàìjíríà tí gbogbo wa ń ké. Bọ́lá Tinubu kò bókó lójú mẹ́rin rèé. Nítọwọ́ Ahmed Ẹgbani.
Mo kí ẹ Silver Badman, Mr. Olatunji Nurudin Mokin, bàbá mi Abiola Dion Ẹ̀kálẹ́sà.
Kì í ṣe pé Bọ́lá Tinubu ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mọ̀ pé wọ́n yọ sọ́bsidì lórí epo. Ṣé bí Bọ́lá gan sọ nígbà tí ń kàmpéènì? Kódà kíjọba ó yọ sọ́bsidì lórí epo. Ṣùgbọ́n bí Bọ́lá Tinubu ti ń sọ nígbà náà, bíi pé yóò fọgbọ́n ṣẹ́tìnira òní tó bí eléyìí la pè é. Ẹ wá torí sọ́bsidì, ẹ kó ọmọ Nàìjíríà sínú ìpayín kéke. Ọmọ kékeré ń sọkún nílé, arúgbó ń ké lóko. Ẹ ní sùúrù, ẹ máa rọ́jú, wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ déjọba ni. Tó bá yá kò ní pẹ́ táyé ọdẹ mẹ̀kúnnù. Ẹ wò ó, ìjọba ìwàásù tí gbogbo yín ṣe fọ́mọ Nàìjíríà, ẹ lérò kó ń wọ̀ wọ́n létí. Ẹ gbé po sí 500 naira, ẹ ẹni ká ṣe sùúrù ẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ déjọba ni.
ẹ já fìyẹn sílẹ̀ àtúpadà wá sórí ẹ̀ because I want to move swiftly especially èmi kan mo ní tracking but adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa ológun dúdú olúwa even gan ó dà pé brother wa náà Àyìndé Wàsíù àwọn tí bá ń bọ̀ nìyẹn mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ẹ bá wa pín tò náà ó dà pé mo rí Délé Mọ̀mọ́dù ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn Ọlọ́run ló mọ tí àwọn ọmọ APC máa ṣe fún ó tún ju kan náà síbẹ̀ ẹ̀dá gbọ́ ilé náà. So let's come back. It's called the OEC world. So we're going to look at the statistics of that. We've talked about this few times. So this is a historical data for Nigeria in 2021. And I will give us what came in and what left Nigeria. The major in Nigeria is the crude oil. And that's why you can become a billionaire overnight. Ìjọba làwọn kan ṣe ń ṣe bọ́ńkìrì bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí nísìnyí àwọn kan wà lórí omi tó yẹ pé ọmọ òru ni wọn làwọn àwọn bí àsárídòkóbọ̀ àwọn tòǹpólò gbogbo àwọn areas àwọn Niger Delta yẹn. Ẹ mọ̀ kó tó wáyé pé system tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún gbogbo wa gbogbo àwọn boys yẹn they will be put into the economy of Nigeria and they will also be taking ṣẹ́tẹ̀rí kò tẹ̀ káwọn ṣẹ́rí gbogbo àwọn area yẹn kò jẹ́ kó máa jìyà rárá brand new car lẹ́yìn kí gbogbo wọn máa lò. Àwa gbé epo yẹn àgbè fún àwọn olè àwọn individuals wọ́n fún wọn ní oil wells àwọn alákìjàs àwọn ọ̀tẹ̀dọ́làs olúkálùkù ti wá ní àwọn northerners àwọn náà ní tiwọn àwọn ọmọ ìlú tó ní gangan àwọn yẹn wá ń sọ́fà ṣèbí torí ẹ̀ lọ ṣe pa kẹ́ńsàrò wíwá. So this problem has been developing for a very long time. Kò ń ṣe lénìí. Now, expectation ti wá high by because àwọn èèyàn ti wá ń rí nǹkan tó ń lọ l'Amẹ́ríkà nítorí pé everybody ti ń ṣe Instagram, everybody ti ń ṣe Reels, everybody ti ń ṣe TikTok. Àwọn ọ̀dẹ́ TikTok mọ́ nísìn. Olórí burúkú làwọn yẹn, àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ òótọ́. Èèyàn platform yẹn àwọn tó ní gangan so àti discontinue. Everybody ti wá ń rí pé ọmọ Koiki ẹ ṣe sùúrù. Intent show wà lábroad yìí. Intawa náà lè ní níbí báyìí ni yes but what provided fún yín even though money was coming into the country. Kò ṣe pé Nàìjíríà lówó yẹn. It has enough oil. Kódà bá ṣe gbọ́ ìlàjẹ wọ́n ní for 20 years lọ́ fi ń gbọ́n epo ibẹ̀ tí wọ́n sanwó kankan fún anybody. So now àwa rí pé Tinubu nísìnyí náà wọ́n wò pé ọmọ gbogbo owó tó ń wọ Nàìjíríà ìbò lówó ìhá sí. Ṣẹ́rí Buhari dead or alive ìpele ẹ̀ka máa gbé fún lójoojúmọ́ olórí burúkú ni. Bọ̀ kò sí àtọ̀ láàrin òun àti àwọn PDP ìgbà tó Ọbásanjọ́ wà ń bẹ̀ àtàtìkù àti Jonathan. Now let's go into the record a little bit because record gangan nìyẹn máa fi mọ̀ pé ṣé Nàìjíríà ní owó rí? Yes, because nígbà kan a gbọ́ pé kódà náírà wa àti pounds wọ́n fẹ́ fẹ̀gbẹ́ kanra wọn but because nígbà tá a bá ti ń gbọ́ràn sáwọn olóṣì IMF àwọn World Bank àwọn tó yẹ pé tí wọ́n ní pé kó bà ayé Áfíríkà jẹ́ ara àdìtọ́ ṣe pa Fẹlá nìyẹn ara àdìtọ́ ṣe pa gbogbo àwọn Bob Marley gbogbo irú àwa náà nísìn ọpẹ́ ọlọ́pẹ́ pé Elédùmarè Jésù mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta lèmi ló ń tèmi kò sí tó kàn mí èèyàn kan lè fún mi níbi tí ilé ayé dé nísìnyí pé Christian nìkan ni kò ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ lèmi ń ṣe èyí tó bá ti lè dáàbò bò wá níbi ilé ayé tá à ń gbé nísìnyí kan olóṣì làwọn West kò sí nǹkan kò sára tó lè dá torí pé ẹni tó bá ti ń sọ òtítọ́ wọ́n ready láti make sure pé wọ́n yọ kúrò lára ilé ayé yìí ẹ lọ wo history nǹkan ti ṣe kò sí wàhálà tí Amẹ́ríkà ò dá sílẹ̀ ní gbogbo àgbáyé bó ṣe wà yẹn bí ìlú yẹn ṣe wà yẹn wàhálà tó ti dá sílẹ̀ sí gbogbo àgbáyé òun ló lọ lọ́nkàn yẹn they create a lot of proxies CIA tẹ́ ń rí yẹn ìzọ̀nà ṣe ó kọ̀ yẹ pé mo kàn wọ́n dà bí àwọn kan máa ń rí pé tá a bá ń sọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí CIA tẹ́ ń rí yẹn kò sílùú tí wọ́n ti interfere pẹ̀lú MI5 but the problem is the power is changing. The new norm, the new look, òrùn tó ń ràn sọ́dọ̀ tí wọ́n ó fẹ́ padà síbòmíì náà but wọ́n hold ẹ̀ ìrọ̀lẹ́ lọ́pàá. In tó dẹ̀ lè change gbogbo in tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí nísìn ò ní pé ogun máa wáyé. Tá a bá sọ pé àwọn ọ̀jà ogun lọ́dọ̀ tiwa, ogun lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ lágbàáyé, ogun tó lọ lágbàáyé ó máa affect ìsàlẹ̀ because ó máa mú impact ebi wá. Ẹ jẹ́ n lọ sọ́dọ̀ bàbá kan tó ń pè ní Okechukwu mo máa ń follow ẹ̀ lórí Twitter even though pé ìdí tí tàṣe máa ń pè ní Twitter ni pé tá a bá ní X ẹlòmíì ò ní understand ẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ tó sọ fún yín lórí timeline ẹ̀ JC Okechukwu ó máa ń ṣe movie tẹ́lẹ̀ Nàìjíríà is a media consultant filmmaker actor and also activist. Àwọn kan máa ń rò pé àtòrí pé bọ̀bọ̀ ti ń ṣe ní tó ń ṣe àní nìkan kan ṣe pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ń tọ́ra yín tí bá dọ́dọ̀ àwọn journalist inú wọn máa ń dùn tá a bá ń pera wa ní activist because èèyàn kan gbọ́dọ̀ dìde ok bèbí ọmọ kékeré kan tó wà ní Germany tó máa ń ṣe climate kìíní yẹn ẹ wòye respect ọ̀fun lágbàáyé ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́n kan tí Okechukwu sọ. Okay, let me first read this one. Ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa dọ́là àti náírà. Nigeria, the ghost of 2020. Nigeria, the ghost of 2020. Ẹ káàbọ̀ Mrs. Okunawo, ẹ káalẹ́ mà, mo kí gbogbo èèyàn olólùfẹ́ wa. Ìyàwó mi ti sọ pé noise ti láti lọ́lẹ̀. I was recently at an event in Lagos, Nigeria. A top economics was predicting that Naira will likely hit between 1,600 and 1,800 to a dollar by the end of the year 2024. Immediately I heard in the hall. Our people are they don't want to believe that Nigeria can break. Kila mi pe ama break in Nigeria ta lẹ́yìn tó bẹ́ẹ̀. By the time it happens, everybody will understand. For me, a few seconds, let me just let's come back here. Fast forward here. I think but fast forward there. Yeah, bones okay, ológun dúdú.
Ẹ ṣàkáǹtì ẹ̀ fún wa. Èló ló jẹ́ ìgbà tó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ojú owó epo pẹtiró gan. Ṣé wọ́n ṣàkáǹtì ẹ̀ fáráyé? Ọmọ Nàìjíríà. Ṣé kìí ṣe wípé a tún bọ́ sínú ìpayín gẹ́gẹ́ ni? Bọ́lá Tinubu ṣètìmà ọ̀ràn rẹ o. Ẹgbẹ́ epo sí 500 naira ìlú ń jakoro. Ìlú ń ké tatata, ìlú ń sọkún, ìlú ń pariwo. Ẹ wá tún ló di 600 àtòkèrèrè lolójú jíjì tí mẹ́kún sun. Òníyẹ ọ̀láyẹ. Ẹ mọ̀ pé wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ ni tó ń jalè ni. Ẹ jẹ́ tètè máa ti kùtùkùtù sẹ́mọ̀. Bíjọba Tinubu ti ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tètè máa pariwo ká má fọwọ́ bonú. Tí gbogbo wa bá wá dákẹ́, a jẹ́ pé kòwé yìí ọ̀hà ẹ̀rọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kòwé.
Ìdí kan tá à ń sọ ni táwọn kan máa ní ẹ.
Ó pẹ́ tí mo ti máa ń sọ.
Sọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀
pé mo lè
Tinubu.
polongo ká dìbò fóṣèlú kan. Ìyẹn ò sọ mí dọ̀rẹ́ olóṣèlú tí mo polongo rẹ̀ fáráyé. Tó o bá ṣe rere ni mo fi lè wà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ kájọ máa ṣe lọ. Òṣèlú tí gbogbo aráàlú bá yọ́nú sí ológun dúdú tì lẹ́yìn. Bí wọn ò sì yọ́nú sí ọmọ, á jẹ́ pológun dúdú ó padà lẹ́yìn ọmọ olè ní kámánkóbó. Tí wọ́n bá náà tún ti dáa, ṣe bá rẹ̀ ni tí ń ṣe bí tẹ́lẹ̀ tó tún wà rẹ̀ ṣe. Bí wọ́n bá lọ yá nílé rẹ̀, ó di dandan ká tún jọ máa lọ. Ará ìlú ológun dúdú ń kéwì fún kì í ṣèjọba. Àwọn òṣèlú kọ́, agbẹnusọ ni mo jẹ́, aṣojú ni mo jẹ́ báwa mẹ̀kúnnù. Ebi pọmọ Nàìjíríà, àwọn ọ̀nàrẹ́bù wọ́n fẹ́ pín 70 billion naira.
Ẹja fi hàn sílẹ̀ gẹ̀ mọ́ kí ìyàwó Bímbọ́ Ògúnyà ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò Fúnmi World 1010. Thank you so much. Mrs. Wendy Taylor, good evening and welcome. Good evening, Saeed Balogun Mokiembe. Good morning, my brother. How's the family? Family well, okay. Yeah, my grandma Elizabeth Adesanya, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. It's been a while we've done a full program. I've been very busy lately, but we're still catching up as much as I can. Now, let's go back to Okechukwu. So, I'm trying to bring Ikewa so that you're not missing anything. So, let's hold this like this. Mr. Adiola Sakwe, all these Obas never see anything. As all of them don't believe in Igboho, let them face the consequences. Let's put the money like this. So, Okechukwu says on the X some few hours back, I was recently at an event in Lagos State, Nigeria, and a top economics was predicting that the Naira Owoi at a dollar hit about almost 1,600 to 1,008 to a dollar by the end of the year 2024. Immediately, I heard the mourning in the hall. It is exactly 10 days since that event, and the Nigerian Naira inches away from 1,600 to a dollar. So basically, by the end of 2024, in your doing that one way, you are likely going to see a situation where the Naira is exchanging at 4,000 to 5,000 Naira to a dollar. How prepare our Nigerians for this looming disaster of historical proportions with a question mark? Mokia easy, this is what happens when you copy answers to pass an exam but can't defend your paper. There are good and bad sides of floating the Naira, but whatever side you are on, you can never negate the fact that this is an exercise that must be implemented with strict adherence to time and logistical factors. If the logistics aren't in place and the time isn't right, you get exactly what we have right now, where the country is fast turning into a nation of beggars. Bàbá mi wà rí jìnnàdùn ní rán mi létí pé kí n sọ fún gbogbo yín pé kékeré lè rí pẹ̀lú Venezuela àti Zimbabwe, tí Nàìjíríà á kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀. Venezuela lépo, but presently ìyà tó ń jẹ wọ́n nílùú yẹn kò ń ṣe kékeré. Gbogbo ọlá mọ̀ nípa ti Zimbabwe. Mo kí nídìí help kankan ni tó bá jẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ owó à ń fún yàn kan lówó lórí platform yìí, ẹ lè type nǹkan tẹ́ need help sí o, because ẹ tẹ́tí ń bèrè pa I need your help, sir. I don't do visa. I don't know how to bring people to UK. But if I want UK, if I have any problem, we want to buy the to buy a part of financial problem. But if you're long, if you just short and not be silly, because see to come here about politicians in. So if you gonna need money, 25 staff, don't need the work. So more low can't for anybody. The last time I saw this level of begging and suffering was during the COVID lockdown of 2020. And this is looking like it will even surpass that. gbogbo aláwọn ti COVID nígbà tí everybody sunkún ẹkún gidi àgbàlagbà sunkún pé bí ń pa òun. I went into a very popular supermarket in Lagos a few days ago and the shelves were empty. Púpọ̀ nù yín ẹ sọ pé Koiki Ọlọ́run níjà jagun ogun tí wọnú Nàìjíríà díẹ̀díẹ̀ tẹ́ mọ̀ ogun tó ń jà níta ó ti affect ti Nàìjíríà. It is financially ẹ má bínú a kì í ṣe financial support níbí ìbá rárá ìbá yóò ń ṣe àwọn platform tó fi ń fún yín lówó mo sorry gan. So and I'm not going to respond to you anymore so please don't even bother typing it there. So èmi 25 staff ni mo ní wọ́n ní ọmọ wọ́n ní ìyàwó wọ́n ní màmá 25 mo ti san owó oṣù fún owó oṣù wọn mo ti san ti mọ́ǹtì so kí ni àkọ́kọ́ máa béèrè owó lọ́wọ́ mi I'm sorry gan. Ìjà tó ń jà ní Ukraine mo kíyà tó bí mi lọ́mọ ìyàwó mi ló ń sàn bẹ́ẹ̀ mi pé kí n jẹ́ pé ṣé mo àpòlẹ̀ ti ṣú torí ẹ̀kọ́ ariwo ń lọ sókè màá dẹ̀ máa disturb neighbor bọ́ mo ti tilẹ̀kùn kọ́lọ̀ ìdáyẹn pé kẹ́ support ká lè lọ gba studio síta BBC nísìn ìta lọ ti operate kò sí nǹkan tó ń disturb but nígbà tẹ́ ẹ ti fún wa lówó bẹ́ẹ̀ so that means pé inú ilé náà láti máa àjọ máa manage ara wa. ṣẹ́rọ ogun tó ń lọ lágbàáyé ó máa mú impact wá sọ́dọ̀ tiwa torí pé consumer nation làwa produce nothing láti jọ́ta láyé ti dáyé lẹ́yìn regional government àti produce láti 1999 títí di wákàtí produce anything. So this is largely due to the internal disruption emanating from this floating thing. Imagine then when the global impact, the global impact. What is the global impact? We are seeing a lot of pressure in the Middle East. Russia àti Ukraine ó ní nǹkan tó ń deliver sí gbogbo àgbáyé, mostly Ukraine ni wọ́n ti ń gbé wheat tó fi ń ṣe bread tí gbogbo oúnjẹ lágbàáyé, but ìjà tó ń jà lọ́hùn yẹn ó make bread kó wá expensive, owó bread náà ti lọ sókè lọ́dọ̀ tiwa náà ó ti gbérí sókè díẹ̀. So he went further to say, just to move swiftly, imagine when the global impact of these raging wars around the world and the disruption to the marine transportation in the Middle East and elsewhere begin to hit home to local businesses. You will see people snatching cars, stopping food trucks on the road to get something to eat. We will see a forceful break-ins and more commercial kidnapping spreading across the length and breadth of Nigeria. It won't be in the eastern thing anymore, as you can already see. It could get worse. Talk about watching a giant ship sink. Many Nigerians do not want to accept that Nigeria is already sunk. Kò ṣe pé ó ṣe fẹ́ sink, ó ti sank. It's a Titanic tó ti wà lábẹ́ omi. So in tí Tinubu ń try láti fi ṣe ni pé ó fẹ́ púùlù Nàìjíríà jáde kúrò nínú abẹ́ omi tó wà. Àwa kàn gbàdúrà fún ni. If Tinubu is not careful himself, ó máa dàbí àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ lọ wo ohun tó wà lábẹ́ omi. Ẹ rántí àwọn tí wọ́n lọ sí ibi tí Titanic wà tọ́nà àwọn ṣe exploration wọ́n dá $250,000 wọ́n gbé fún company director ó wá kó wọn sínú gẹ̀gẹ̀ wọ́n lọ́kẹ̀ wọ́n wá jù wọn sábẹ́ omi. Kí lorúkọ kìíní ẹ̀ gẹ́ ara mi létí? Everybody knew the end of it. Ó di gbẹ̀gẹ̀, ó di gbógóló. Àti bọ́dì wọn àti capsule yẹn, capsule díẹ̀ lọ rí gbé jáde, bọ́dì àmọ́bi tó wà òun lọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu. Silver Badmus went further to say, imagine see how people turn to beggars everywhere. Not any platform of Yoruba nation that our Yoruba people will no send, please help me share. God save us from this. Nigeria ti sank. Tinubu Jagaban ó wá fẹ́ púlẹ̀ jáde. Kí lè rò kó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sóhun náà? Ìyẹn ni pé ìjọba Tinubu tó débẹ̀ within the space of 7 months àti gbóríṣiríṣi corruption tó ń lọ nínú ìjọba Tinubu lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìnyí ó dàbí bàtẹ́ pé mo kíyà tó bí mi lọ́mọ àwọn náà ti fún wa ní super chat wọ́n ní happy new month and good health. Bí ìyá mi ṣe ń ná sínú Yorùbá nation bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló ń ná síta. Àdúpẹ́ fún yín. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn ẹgbẹ́ alásàlátù, àwọn CAF sisters àti oríṣiríṣi organization tó operate káàkiri. So let's go further. So only talk about watching a giant ship sink. I mean, we are looking at Nigeria as a country tó ṣe orúkọ lásán ló gbé sórí, orúkọ lásán ní Nigeria gbé sórí. Ó ti wà lábẹ́ omi already. So èyí tí Tinubu fẹ́ ṣe nísìnyí pé ó ń wo strategy tó fẹ́ lò tó fẹ́ fi púlẹ̀. Bóde ṣe fẹ́ máa púlẹ̀ yẹn, ó máa kan àwọn kan lára, especially àwọn olè northerners tó ti sink in Nigeria. Ó sanwó military officer. Owó sójà, ó sanwó sójà. Sójà tí ó jẹ́ ta ló gbọ́ àwọn ọlọ́pàá. Mo post kìíní yẹn kọ́ ẹ pé fóònù mi tí mo wá fóònù mi kan nínú ilé mo táwọn ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ àjù sí. So I had to shut off one phone again. Kò dẹ̀ ní SIM card nínú. Ọlọ́pàá tó dáyàn dúró níjẹ̀bú Òde, àwọn olórí burúkú olè ọlọ́pàá ọmọ Yorùbá tó yẹ pé Nàìjíríà náà ló kóyún sí ibi problem yẹn. Because tí kò bá ń ṣe Nàìjíríà ni, mo post kìíní yẹn wà lórí Twitter mi. I think I can play it from here. Because software ni mo ń lò ní bíbá. So wọ́n á ṣe píkì gbogbo wa. Tí bá play láti bíbá ni kò ní píkì gbogbo wa. Ẹ jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ gbọ́ ilé. Ẹ kò ní lè rí fídíò yẹn ni, but àwọn tó wà lórí Koikimedia àwọn máa rí fídíò tí mo fẹ́ play. Hopefully by the time I have my phone ready, ó ṣì wà lọ́wọ́ engineer. So mo tẹ̀lé láti pè lọ́la kí n bèrè bó ló bá ṣẹ́ dé. That is when I will be able to. So èyí tẹ́ wà ní bíbá ẹ máa rí ẹ̀jẹ̀ gbé kámẹ́rà mi wọnú ilé. Ó tó jẹ́ mẹ́ta tá ti lọ full software báyìí, but tá bá ń lo mobile phone à lè ṣe gbogbo ohun tí mo fẹ́ ṣe. So ní sùúrù máa ti play, ṣe sùúrù àbáyé, ṣe sùúrù ní sùúrù. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí gbogbo ibikíbi tá bá wà. Èmi náà kódà family mi wà nílé mọ̀ tí ìrọ̀wọ́ fún wọn gan. Ìkan náà family mi owó ilé ẹ̀ tá fi san táì tí rí ó máa cost mi ní 500,000 naira. Ojoojúmọ́ ló ń pè mí, landlord ti lé wọn títí mú, wọ́n ti disgrace wọn. So ẹ má rò pé torí pé ẹ rí wa lórí social media báyìí gbogbo alówó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. No, àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ń ṣe drug, so àdẹ̀ ń ṣe yahoo. So owó díẹ̀díẹ̀ táwọn èèyàn ń dá sí wa lọ́wọ́ òun làwọn náà rà ń lò tàfi operate. So mo dẹ̀ gbọ́ owó social media. So channels television kan gba revenue lórí YouTube. So ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ fídíò yìí together, and I need to be sure that I can listen to it from here as well.
Wait, my people, the life no balance. So Nigerian military, they are suffering. I watched a video of somebody that wanted to go and visit the family. He couldn't even afford transport to go and visit his family in this Nigeria. The salary is 50,000. What can 50,000 buy for a military man in this Nigeria? It's very dangerous. And the worst that they don't even pay the salary in time. Look at us as of today, veterans have not received their monthly stipend. Today, 31st, they have not received it. They have not received SDA. SDA is the Security Department allowance. This is the money the military pay, so that the retirees, military veterans wouldn't use the knowledge they have against the society. They have refused to pay this money to veterans in bulk. They say they will split it into 20 installments, or how many installments, or 10 installments. How can you pay people like that? For how much? With the current inflation that is going on in Nigeria, how can they afford to take care of themselves or their family? It's too bad. Veterans are suffering in this Nigeria. And it's like sitting on a cake of gunpowder. These are the people that are protecting the territorial integrity of the nation, and they are not being.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká pause ẹ̀ mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà for now. Ẹ jẹ́ n dúpẹ́ padà báyìí. Now, agbọ́n kan tó sọ nísìn, every time la ń sọ pé Nigeria is sitting on a keg of time bomb or whatever tó bá jẹ́ in terms of the explanation. A lot of things might push you Nigerians jáde, but watching Rua a little bit, ilé gbogbo àwọn tó ń tọrọ owó nísìn, tọrọ owó gbà lọ́wọ́ mi nísìn, mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Bílò for real gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń tọrọ owó gbà tó bá yá gbogbo wa máa bọ́ sójú títì ilé òtẹ́ẹ̀lì ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation gbogbo wa máa because nígbà tí wọ́n bá múyàn tí ọlọ́pàá a máa gbọ́ tìyẹn nísìnyí tí bọ̀bọ̀ sójà la gbọ́ nísìnyí a máa wá gbọ́ àwọn ọlọ́pàá níjẹ̀bú òde lélẹ́yìí o ní Ogun state ní state tèmi gangan state àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ọlọ́pàá dá bọ̀bọ̀ kan dúró láàrin ibi tọ́dẹ̀ gbé lọ wọ́n dẹ̀ drive ẹ̀ burúburú wọ́n ní kó transfer 350,000 sínú opay account kan ó rà pé opay ìyẹn bí àwọn gimmick rà pé bishop ti ṣàlàyé báwọn báńkì yẹn ṣe operate but eventually they were captured ẹja lọ gbọ́ fídíò yẹn I don't want to play all the videos too much because I'm trying to avoid to make sure that we're not a máa wá gbọ́ lórí burúkú bàbá Bọ̀dé George mo ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ bàbá yẹn mo máa fi farabalẹ̀ ṣe analysis bàbá yẹn mo farabalẹ̀ gbọ́ kí n tó sùn àwọn Fúlàní tí wọ́n mú ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá wà lórí Koikimedia ẹ̀ mú àwọn videos tá a fi ń wọ̀n ní background àwọn ọmọ Yíbò ti ń complain wọ́n nílé ní ìyẹn lánàá rather ní Trinity Olódè Àpápá ìjọba Sanwó-Olú ó ti wó gbogbo ṣọ́ọ̀pù àwọn ara ń kan wọ́n báyìí bọ̀ kò sí nǹkan tá a máa ṣe sí oníbọ̀bọ̀ kan táwọn wá ní UK olórí burúkú ọmọ àlè ó ti lọ dá síìdì síyàn kan lára so so ọlọ́pàá ń wá àhó pé a máa rí mú láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà so mo fẹ́ ká lọ wá táwọn ọlọ́pàá tí mo post yẹn ẹ follow wa lórí Twitter ẹ follow wa lórí Instagram ẹ dẹ̀ follow wa lórí YouTube mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nílé lóko àwọn kan rí picture mi kan tí mo gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé kinní kan bíi bomb bàtẹ́ pé púpọ̀ nù wọ́n ní làákàyè kóòdù lèmi fi ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ fẹ́ ká máa fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ ìmọ̀ ní fídíò ọlọ́pàá yẹn wà náà pò kele ẹ̀kọ́ wa yẹn padà sókè again I've gone too far àwọn alójoojúmọ́ àwọn ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ rò pé easy láti máa sọ̀rọ̀ ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé iṣẹ́ náà là ń ṣe à ń sọ fún yín pé Nàìjíríà ti sank kò sí nǹkan kan tó fi ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́ ju pé kólókàlùkù máa lọ́nlọ́ ẹ̀ lórí píìtì àwọn ọlọ́pàá yẹn wá ẹ jẹ́ ń lọ sí mídíà mi ṣé mo post ẹ̀ sórí Instagram ṣá ẹ jẹ́ ń lọ wò bí mo post ẹ̀ sórí Instagram mi mo kí gbogbo wa pé happy new month àwọn ṣọ́ọ̀pù wà lórí Twitter mi ẹ jẹ́ ń lọ sí mídíà mi. It's not easy when you're working on your own. It's still a lot of work. Mo ní táwọn ọlọ́pàá yẹn wá kẹ́. Àyẹ̀wò lélẹ̀ yes. Ẹja gbọ́n tó ṣẹlẹ̀. Ẹja gbọ́n kan tó ṣẹlẹ̀.
In the case of armed robbery on 12th January 2024 at about 08:45 hours. One Kashimawo Emmanuel May of Taxwell Ijebu-Ode reported at the station that while he was driving in his Toyota Benz with registration number LSD 813EX, brown in color, that he came across a gang of 4 armed men. And one of them was putting on a police
protect
while 3 others were muffed.
Okay.
They demanded for his phone, which he calmly declined.
Okay.
In the process, one of them fired a shot into the air, and that was when he complied.
Okay.
They entered into his car
and
took him away towards Shagamu Expressway.
Logun State lélẹ́yìí kò ṣe ní north.
Okay. They made a U-turn to Ijebu-Ode.
Okay. Ijebu-Ode lọ́dọ̀ tí wọ́n ń bẹ̀.
312,000 naira was forcefully transferred from his account.
Did you hear that?
To an OP account.
Let me pause it there first. I have to return my mic back here. All these happened this year where a police officer stopped a citizen. He hasn't committed any crime. He hasn't done anything to warrant his arrest. A police officer stopped me here. They can ask for my particulars and I give it to them. But these officers force these citizens. Dizzy man, thank you so much as usual, for your contribution and the super chat. And you also want to say we appreciate Koikimedia team and we support you so much. Thank you so much. And we love every single one of you as you continue to support. Most of you don't know how this support helps financially, morally, and all the advices as well and the prayers. They now force him to pay 300,000. That has become a kidnapping case. So when we talk about kidnapping in Nigeria today, this is what led to the NSAS, extortion, killings. And you would think that it is all done and dusty, that since there's a reform, blah, 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 but nothing has changed. In 2024, a police officer pulled a Nigerian, collected 300,000 naira off him. Let's listen to the final part of the video.
At 909-782-9766. Upon the receipt of this report, the DPO quickly made a call to the OP account number. Here it was discovered that OP account belongs to a POS operator in the body. The DPO then gave instruction that on no account to the POS operator give out the money transferred to that account to anyone who comes for it. Moreover, the operator should practically delay anyone who comes for the money pending his arrival. On getting to the POS shop at Ibadan Garage, one first number 513707, Corporal Idowu Sunday, attached to Ijebu Ife, was met waiting to catch the money and was promptly arrested. While taking him to the station, he cited his...
Hey, Amabino, sorry about that. While taking him to the station.
Anyone who called number 513707, Corporal Idowu Sunday, attached to Ijebu Ife, was met waiting to catch the money and was promptly arrested. While taking him to the station, he cited his accomplices, namely AP number 341113, Inspector Taiwo Olawale, and AP number 309292, Inspector John Obi, both attached to the Ijebu Division, and one civilian, additional Matthew, who...
Let's leave that and come back to the program. It is exactly almost 2 o'clock in the morning. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. As we continue our quest for the right of the Yoruba people to exit the shithole country you all love called Nigeria. Mokebo intention darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ìyá wa Olúbùnmi Ìyábọ̀ Olúwọlé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa. Bàbá wa Nurudeen Akínmóyèdé mo kí yín ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Silver Badmon says yes, you posted it on the X. Thank you so much. Let's come back. Moki Henry Chigoze Edoka. I guess those are our Biafra, brothers and sisters. We appreciate you. We love you for joining us on the platform. And we are grateful to have you this morning. Shout out to those of us that are listening. I have one person listening on the MixLR. It's much cheaper. It saves you enough data. The link is posted on the timeline. You can just click on it. It will take you straight to the MixLR. It's also good for most of you. Koiki notification to our live. You can follow the MixLR. It will give you my notification when I go live. Presently, I am not on air on the Star Radio at 11 o'clock because there's a project I'm doing that is literally having a big impact with the timing on the Star Radio with Archie. So that is the reason why we're not on air at 11 o'clock. But make sure you continue to listen to Archie in the morning. Mukiyawa Oyeronke Olaniyan, thank you so much. And we all say amen. Pastor Mo Otojometa, good evening to you and welcome once again. Easy, Babami Fumbo, and as many of you, let's go back now to our record that I wanted to talk about, the OEC. It's just to remind us, Baba Femi _ Oba Gold _ Obama, Mr. Tunde Michael 63, Ekrolesa, Ashiwaju _ Bolaton, Muki Modekiyami Ajike Ola. What God cannot do does not exist. Adura Agba. Daisy man, thank you so much. Please remember, you can also go on our website where you can find all the ways to support the platform. 2021. Nigeria made $41 billion on the crude oil export. Waris Jinadu Egbomin, thank you so much for the super chat as well. We appreciate it. That is the biggest revenue for the country. 41.8 billion US dollars. Not that we are not making money as a country, but the mismanagement that has crippled the country for a very long time, because the structure, the system that was there put in place has been discontinued. And that is why Okechukwu said, and I quote again, I want to go back to, imagine when the global impact of these raging wars around the world. I love when I hear world. As the world is right now, we are seeing all kind of different Ogun Lunshele. Thank you so much to all our contributors with the comment section. Keep the comment. I'll be picking your comment. I can assure you that as we continue and go into the program. It's coming up to 2 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. Assalamu alaikum and happy Friday. I'm not here fighting for your religion. I care less about whatever religion you carry. I am more concerned about the future of we, the Yoruba people, in the contraction we call Nigeria. That's taking us backwards. If you're interested in the book of Babakitoye, I wanted to talk about that. I left that earlier again. We have 60 copies that has been shipped to America. 60 copies that is currently in America as I speak to us right now. I thought I downloaded it. Okay, that's the phone. Get in touch with me and I can connect you with the dots. They're still looking for how to put it on Amazon, but because it is not enough copy, Amazon, and they're ordering and nobody have the copy, it will become a disaster. But hopefully more copies will be arriving in America very soon. But for now, if you're one of those that love to have a copy, the name of the book is The History of the Yoruba People. You can also buy it from Nigeria if that's what you think. You can buy it from Nigeria through Konga website. Okay, can I get more? Maybe buy. All right, let me go on my YouTube community channel. So 60 copies is currently in America for anyone that wants to. Is a book that we should have as one of our collections as well. You know, it's very, very important. We can have, you know, this book in our collection for our America presently. So I don't know why. All right. I feel more hard copy. We ain't me. But I'm surprised that, okay, let me go on my Facebook here. It's not easy with the work of the media, you know. It's a lot to entail, especially if you're not having extra hand. You know, you're doing everything your own self. All right, strange that I don't have the book. But here, okay, that's strange. Come on, we'll send the cinema, the save it. Save your phone, and save the cinema. I don't know. Strange. Okay. All right. Moki Grandma Felicia. Ekale. All right, let's leave that. I'll find it later anyway, because I thought I saved it on my. Come on, if you background cover me, but no problem. I'll later. So let's come back to the Okechukwu again. Let's go back to Okechukwu in terms of many people that are saying Koiki, Olonija Rogun, Irolampa, Ogun ti were ready. Ogun Ukraine àti Russia ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́, ogun Israel àti Palestine lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́, ogun lọ ní Sudan, ogun lọ ní Ethiopia, ogun lọ káàkiri láwọn proxies kékeré kan. Kódà mo ń gbọ́ Serbia, mo ń gbọ́ lórí news, I think I'm right, Serbia. There's another war to fẹ́ erupt in Serbia. There's a bro. I was hearing something. Okay, 1 week ago, according to GIS report, will Serbia and Kosovo forge a lasting peace? This was a week ago. 2 weeks ago, it is not just Israel on trial, Bosnia war survivor support for genocide case. So there is still a lot of war that is happening. Hungary considers selling its outdated war stock to Serbia. So that region is still very, very tense as well. So many of Yoruba people don't say, no, we are already at war. Actually, we are already, because Ogun Agbaye Tonja only impacts Ilé Ayé wa in terms of a country that is not producing enough. We are a consuming nation. So bottom line, until the slave masters, this is where I want us to pick from Okechukwu before I move on again. Until the slave masters stop dictating our internal economic policies to serve their imperialistic goals, perpetual enslavement, political leadership in Nigeria, we always turn out a cycles of very bad actors who will stop at nothing to sacrifice the greater good on the altar of trite glory hour, the real opium. I'm going to read that again and do a quick analysis around it. Until the slave masters, who are the slave masters? The West, the Asia, the countries that doesn't want me and you to live a better life. And our expectation for some of us that are thinking that Koikimedia worry, we can rebuild a Nigeria that will fix all these problems, even on this course, and will make us a better people. But we know that we are lying, because it is never going to happen. Everybody knows that is a lie. So expectation pé gbogbo àwọn problem tá à ń discuss yìí nísìnyí ó máa better. No, let us pull out of Nigeria. Tá bá tẹ̀ máa wá bá àwọn IMF ṣe, it will be on a new terms and condition. Tá bá máa bá World Bank ṣe, it will be on a new terms and condition. But presently, according to Okechukwu here, until the slave masters stop dictating our internal economic policies to serve their imperialistic goals, perpetual enslavement, political leadership. So when you see some of your actors in Nigeria, some of the criminals actors, don't go down Olushelu, the whole money in Nigeria make in 2021, I'm going back to, the historical data of our exports at Ilutulo. Let's look at the crude oil briefly. So in 2021, Nigeria, as I said, made a lot of money from crude oil, at least up to 41 billion US dollars. Àwọn ìlú wo ló ra crude oil? These are the countries that we are fighting against today. Kò ń ṣe Fulani. Many Yoruba people must wake up that we are not fighting Fulanis. We are fighting countries that are already lynching on Nigeria for their own survival. But it doesn't favor us as Nigerians, because all these countries I'm going to mention now, nínú comment section, ẹ kàn bá mi fi ìlú tí visa wọn easy láti lọ láàrin gbogbo àwọn ìlú yìí. Even though we are selling them, for the fact that they are buying our crude oil as a country, we should have a policy, a cordial relationship with them, a place that if we want to just visit those countries, we should not have any problem. Should we start? And I'm going to give you the names of these countries as Boshe Ekpolodowa. There's a lot of them, so it might take a bit of time, not a lot of time. Are we doing very well? It's been a while that we've done a full broadcast. I know we've missed it. Emma, bear with me. Adekunle plenty. Koikimedia. Mukedada. Katu Antosha Waleta Etiki. Briefly, Kato Wanuelo. Mr. David Ademola Sokwe. All these games are the same since Nigeria has been the solution. Is just let go out of the mess in the so-called false marriage. Ìyàwó àpapà àǹdodo tí òyìnbó kó lé wa lọ́rùn. Let us get out of it. We will be better off. But many ọmọ Yorùbá sọ pé ẹ má ẹ̀ka kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jókòó sínú Nàìjíríà, because we are going to do very well in the future. Especially àwọn tó believe pé bàbá wa Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu has something to offer. Bola Tinubu has nothing to offer. Is also a puppet to the imperialists. And the imperialists love the way Africa is. We need like to charge the Instagram phone here. I thought as much better by the stage. It might be a camera and sorry. While I'm doing that, I go through record Mofika from us. So let's just find something to play temporarily. I think we should listen to I love the Constitution one, so let's listen to it.
President Tinubu needs to put his best foot forward to govern the country. If he does that, in 4 years, he can turn things around. But there are certain critical things he would need to do. The first thing is to say, what's the Constitution? If, for instance, me and my wife Lillian don't agree in our marriage of 45 years, we can't do anything. So the first thing that President Tinubu would need to do is to ensure that Nigerians all agree to be one country. You recall that Bolaige asked those two questions. Do we want to be one? It's not by force. If we want to be one, how? We haven't answered those questions, which is why I told President Akpabio of the Senate that it has taken 23 years to solve the problem of the Constitution. And I urged him, in conjunction with President Tinubu, to resolve the Nigerian constitutional question now by inviting the owners of Nigeria. The owners of Nigeria, mark you, were those who owned Nigeria before Lugard brought his amalgamation in 1914. Call them in. These are the people who own the country, and ask them questions. What do you want to see of the Constitution? Because without a Constitution, we're going nowhere. And no one will doubt the fact that the Constitution bequeathed by the military in 1999 is unsatisfactory. You can't build anything out of a weak foundation. The economic development policy of
we can't build anything on a weak foundation. So that is the lie that we're telling ourselves, especially many Yoruba people. Bola Tinubu, we're telling these lies knowing fully well that we cannot do anything, especially this false hope. So let's go to the OEC quickly because of our time constraint. We're still good with the time. We've done just 2 hours. We should have a full 3 hours program tonight. So bear with us. In the UK, meta. So the countries that bought Nigerian crude oil in 2021, India spent 8.1 billion to buy our crude oil. That's about 19.4%. The next country that bought a lot of our crude oil was Spain. Spain bought crude oil worth 5.3 billion US dollars. That's about 12.9%. The imperialists like the way Africa is a true statement, there's no doubt. Thank you so much, Dizzy Man. France also paid 2.5 billion US dollars. Aeronautical money, each of these countries, if it's in the comment section, if it is even easy with the Nigerian passport to get their visa. Netherlands paid us 2.1 billion US dollars for our crude oil. Germany paid 1.13 billion US dollars for our crude oil. Portugal paid $1 billion for our crude oil. Indonesia paid us 1.93 billion, which is about 4.61% on our crude oil. Italy paid us 1.74 billion US dollars for the crude oil. Poland paid $887 million. Switzerland paid $407 million. China paid us $1 billion for the crude oil in 2021. Singapore paid us $728 million. Thailand, $669 million. Chinese Taipei, $180 million. Turkey, $518 million. South Korea, $507 million. Israel, $86 million. United Arab Emirates, $57 million. Malaysia, $29 million. Vietnam, $88.1 million. Brazil, $594 million. Gbogbo bíi tí crude oil Nigeria lọ ni mo ń dárúkọ yìí o. Uruguay, $396 million. Peru, $269 million US dollars. Chile, $63.2 million. Australia, $69 million US dollars. United States of America paid us 2.84 billion US dollars at 6.78%. Canada, 1.4 billion US dollars. Cote d'Ivoire, $1.2 billion. South Africa, 2.17 billion US dollars. Senegal, 460 million US dollars. Togo, $431 million. Ghana, $103 million. I hope I capture all the countries. We will later on. Czech Republic, $11.8 million. Belgium, $66.1 million. Croatia, $79 million. Norway, $17.5 million. Gibraltar, $430 million. Sweden, $427 million. I talked about Poland already. And the United Kingdom, $1.19 billion. When we look at all these countries, these are the countries that we are fighting against when it comes to the dissolution of Nigeria, because they rely on our crude oil for their own survival. And any disruption in that Nigeria of today, it would automatically, not all of them, because our only reserve to pour, America need enough reserve. Wọ́n lè rà lọ́dọ̀ ẹlòmíì náà, lọ́dọ̀ Saudi Arabia, lọ́dọ̀ àwọn countries táwọn náà ní epo tó pọ̀. But I've given us approximately about many countries around the world today. Oh, ṣé bàbá ọmọ borí wà lórí program ni? Mo rí tán kí wọn nísìn. Let me see if I can cite him. Àwọn tí United Arab Emirates nìyẹn. Kò mọ̀ ríyàn kan tán kí wọn nísìn. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò bàbá mi, ọmọ borí owó media. Thank you so much for joining us. We so much appreciate your coming into the program with us. Ẹ tí sùn ni bàbá. Ẹ tí wà lágo kí ni time lọ́dọ̀ yín nísìn 4 o'clock. Gbogbo náà lákòókò jẹ́ late sleeper nísìn kọ́lọ́n kó ṣàánú wa. Mo kí dáàdi wa ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Mr. Fab. What I'm trying to explain here is that how do we now convince all these countries we are better off as a Yoruba nation country, we are better off as Biafra nation, Arewa nation, Middle Belt, and any other country that is pulled out of Nigeria, without convincing them in touching Bawashi, let me look at all the countries in numbers now. Kako the idea numbers, because you can always go back to it without opening it straight away. So any more pen and paper, I go through again in any 2nd February 2024. So this is a historical data for 2021. Ewa kosibe Nigeria crude oil sales. Iluta tafun ati eloni ata. So let's start again. India ata 8 points. So I got for dollar signs. Okay, me by. So 8.1 billion. Can I see the next country? Spain ata epo 2.1 billion. So I'm going to wrap up quickly just the name for now, then I'll come back to the figure later. Because these are the countries. Gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ Fúlàní tá dè mú ní Nàìjíríà yẹn, àmọ́ nìyẹn, àbọ̀ abá nìyẹn. Ìlú wo nínú àwọn ìlú yìí ló wá ń push ọ̀rọ̀ terrorist wọnú Nàìjíríà? Ìyẹn ni kẹ́ fi sínú comment section tẹ́ bá mọ̀. So France, àwọn yẹn oní 2.55 billion ni wọ́n rà lọ́wọ́ wa. Netherlands àwọn ra oní 2.11 billion. Germany, ibi tí bàbá olóyè Ìgbòho wà, Májàsọ́lá wọn. Germany 1.13 billion. Portugal how easy ni láti gba visa lọ sáwọn ìlú yìí as ọmọ Nàìjíríà tó ń tẹpọ̀ fún wọn. Indonesia yẹn àwọn ọlọ́pàá yìí kìíní jẹ́ East Timor kó tó di pé wọ́n bá wọn jà títí for over 30 years. East Timor ti gba independence wọn ní 2020 ní May, I think here. Italy ata epo 1.74 billion. Ibo ni gbogbo owó yìí wà? Kí ló fowó yìí ṣe? Ta ló jẹ owó yìí tó pọ̀ jù? Ṣọmọ Yorùbá ni àbí gbogbo wọn lọ́jọ́ jẹ́ 887 million. Ìlú wo ló tún wà ń bẹ̀? Singapore gbogbo ọ̀la rántí nǹkan tí bàbá Akíntóyè sọ pé Singapore wọn ní kankan as at 1982. Bó bá débẹ̀ lénìí ò ní kúrò nílùú yẹn. Thailand. These are all the countries that we are dealing with as a country. so kíyàn kan wá máa ń sọ fún yín pé ẹ ti gba country ṣe rí pọ́rọ̀ yẹn kò make sense so ó dà bá àwọn èèyàn tí mọ wọn mọ táwọn gbé dání. China 1.02 billion. Canada ìyẹn tútù bí nǹkan míì 1.4. So UK 1.1, 1.19 billion. I don't want to miss any country. Poland, no, they call Poland. Switzerland yẹn mo lè sọ fún yín pé ibẹ̀ ló ń kó gold wá lọ. Mo ní evidence ẹ̀ but yẹn ń ṣe ọjọ́ èdè torí pé ẹni tó fún wa ní intel yẹn a ní láti protect ẹ̀. Ìlú olóko Turkey, ìlú tí jìnlẹ̀ máa kọ̀ tó ti ń parọ́ fún yín. Epo tó ń rà lọ́wọ́ wa ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ìjìnlẹ̀ pé ṣé Yorùbá nation country tó gbà ṣé wọ́n ti stop Nigeria relationship pẹ̀lú Turkey tó jókòó sórí social media tó ń sọ kábàkábà kò mọ tó gbé dání tó bá mọ tó gbé dání ni pẹ̀lú ìyá onítìrì tọ́jọ́ ń tan àwọn àṣà fún ìyá yẹn. USA ìyẹn America 2.84 billion ní epo tó rà lọ́wọ́ wa. Ìlú olótùkù Cote d'Ivoire aláwọn bàbá wa kọ̀ọ̀kan níbẹ̀ máa ń send message sí mi tó yẹ pé ibẹ̀ làwọn ń gbé. Àwọn Yorùbá pọ̀ níbẹ̀ gan. Àwọn náà rẹpo lọ́wọ́ wa to the tune of 1.28 billion. That's an African country. Brazil gbogbo la máa ń sọ pé Yorùbá pọ̀ níbẹ̀ but ṣáwọn Yorùbá yẹn ṣe wọ́n wà interested pẹ̀lú àwàtàwà Nàìjíríà àbọ̀kọ̀ fi máa lọ sọ́dọ̀ Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ máa sọ pé àwọn wá gẹ́gẹ́ bí ancestors wọn tó wà nílé kí ló dé tó bá wa fọwọ́ sí nǹkan tá a gbé dání. Uruguay mo ti ka comment tó sọ mo mọ tẹ́ nǹkan sínú comment section because mo focus lórí nǹkan tí mo kọ yìí kọfí ni ní record mi. Peru náà ra up to $269 million. Ìlú wo ló tún wà níbẹ̀? Chile. These are all the countries that are dealing with Nigeria as a country. Inú kòkó ọbẹ̀ wọn náà ní Nigeria fún gbogbo wọn. Australia yẹn jìn bí another world ní entirely. Àwọn tí wà ní Ọ̀ṣun báyìí time difference wọn ó ní agbára gan. Wọ́n rẹ epo lọ́wọ́ wa náà to the tune of 69 million. Ìyẹn ní 2021 ní historical data yìí. Togo ní Africa àwọn náà náwọn sí bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn náà bá wa rẹ́pò over $430 million. Ìlú wo ló tún kù tá ìtì kọ? Gilberta, okay, Senegal àwọn náà rẹ́pò up to $460 million. Àmọ́ wá ka gbogbo ìlú yẹn. Ghana àwọn sisters wa ni àtàwọn brothers wa gbogbo Nàìjíríà ló ń dé pẹ̀lú níbẹ̀ wọ́n nítorí pé à ń gba àyè mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́. Check àwọn náà rẹpò lọ́wọ́ wa to the tune of 11.8 million. Ṣé mọ̀ pé country míì tó lè ta epo fún wa èèyàn kan lè jẹ owó yẹn nìkan irú àwọn check nísìnyí wọn á kọ gbowó owó wọn wọn á kọ divert ẹ̀ síbòmíì àwọn sọ pé à ń struggle. Sweden because bówó ìṣe ń wọlé gbogbo ẹ̀ ní Tinubu fi curb nísìn bọ̀wọ̀ láìkẹ́ because ó ń béèrè pé owó epo níbo ló ń lọ ta ló ń jẹ ẹlòmíì òun ló ń jẹ owó epo yẹn for a very long time kò padà lọ sí government account because ó lè l'accountant àtàwọn tí wọ́n jọ wà nínú sector yẹn gbogbo wọn ló mọ bí owó ìṣe ń wọlé. Èmi àti nísìn àwọn ń bára wa jà à ń jà àwọn tá a lówó lọ́wọ́ à ń bára wa jà èyí tó yẹ kí gbogbo akásọwọ́ papọ̀. Ṣé mo ti kọ Denmark $231 million. Ìlú wo ló tún kù tá ìtì kọ? Belgium àti kọ Belgium okay àti kọ Belgium ní Belgium lẹ́ẹ̀kan. Belgium, gbogbo àwọn ìlú yìí wọ́n need wa láti survive. Without Africa, they cannot survive. They need Africa. Greece, dáàdi wa kan pè mí ní wọ́n send voice kan sí mi lánàá, wọ́n ní Greece làwọn wà pẹ̀lú ọmọ àwọn wà pẹ̀lú wa. So ìlú wo ló tún wà bẹ́ẹ̀ tí mo ti kọ́? I'll make sure pé mo ti kọ́ gbogbo ìjáde. Ìtàbá dẹ̀ miss àmà àdẹ̀mú. Tí mo fi máa ń sí Brunei àti kọ́ Brunei. Mo pàdé journalist wọn kan ní last week Monday. It's a small African country. Ìlú òlélẹ̀ Malaysia. Àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn Africans wà ń bẹ drug ló ń ṣe níbẹ̀ kọ́ láwọn wà pẹ̀lú yín. Drug ló ń ṣe níbẹ̀ but aláwọn tó yẹ pé wọ́n lọ kàwé níbẹ̀. Ìlú òlélẹ̀ mo ti kọ́ Chile, mo ti kọ́ Peru. Àti kọ́ Peru nìyẹn. I think South Korea, ṣé mo ti kọ́ South Korea. South Korea tí sì ní bíbá. Àwọn ìlú tó yàn máa fẹ́ gbé òun làwọn South Korea yẹn, but wà kọ́kọ́ lọ kọ́ èdè kó tó lè gbé níbẹ̀. And I think that's about it. Tàbá dẹ̀ miss any country, àmà add them later. Chinese Taipei, mo rò pé mo ti kọ́ yẹn. So you can imagine kíyàn kan wá jókòó sí Nàìjíríà kó máa sọ fún yín pé òun ti gba country. Jẹ́rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kò add up. A máa wá ka gbogbo ìlú yìí nísìn. Kódà Israel, mo ti kọ́ Israel. Wọ́n ti fẹ́ pa àwọn Palestine tán. United Nations ò rí nǹkan kan ṣe sí. Tẹ̀bá ń dúró de United Nations pé òun ló máa gba country fún gbogbo wa. We are wasting our time. United Nations America ló ń fund ẹ̀. Kódà ibi tí bàbá mi ọmọ borí owó wà, UAE, àwọn náà rẹpo lọ́wọ́ wa tá mọ̀ sí United Arab Emirates là ń pè wọ́n. Wọ́n rẹpo up to 50, àwọn tí kò ti Israel yẹn 57.5. Ìbò ní Israel wà nísìnyí. Mo ní Israel lẹ́ẹ̀kan. Ìbò ní okay Israel 86. Àmọ́ ti gbé lóra wọn 86.7 ní Israel. Chinese Taipei, ìbò ní Chinese Taipei wà wà 180 million ní Chinese Taipei. Now, I guess I've done all the countries as I have it here. Mo fẹ́ run quick check again because àwọn kan wà kékèké ni wọ́n, so kí n máa lọ miss wọn. Okay, Ghana àti ṣe. Yeah. Now, ẹ jẹ́ ká ka gbogbo ìlú yẹn together. So in a second. So it's good for me to have it like this, 2024. So I bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti India 1. So this is 1, 2. Spain number 2, 3 France, 4 Netherlands, 5 Germany, 6 Portugal, 7 Indonesia, 8 Italy, 9 Poland, 10 Singapore, 11 Thailand, 12 China, 13 Canada, 14 United Kingdom, ìlú tèmi wà, 15 Switzerland, 16 Turkey, ibi tí ìjìnlẹ̀ ti ń parọ́ fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pé àwọn ti ìjìnlẹ̀ yẹn fọ́nìṣà wọn ti gba country. Aláwàdà ṣàwàdà lórí social media, ó sọ country di bàbá sùwé bí ọ̀rọ̀ pé òun ṣe movie ni ọ̀dẹ̀ ọ̀nà kò ṣàmì. 17 18 Côte d'Ivoire, 19 Brazil, 20 Uruguay, 21 Peru, 22 Chile, 23 Australia, 24 ní Togo, 25 ní Senegal, 26 àwọn sisters wa tó wà ní Ghana, 27 ní Czech, 28 ní Sweden, 29 Gibraltar, very small island, 30 ní Denmark, 31 ní Belgium, àwọn tó ní ages nìyẹn, 32 àwọn bàbá wa kan wà níbẹ̀ ní Greece, 33 Brunei, 34 Africa pọ̀ ní Malaysia wọ́n ríṣẹ́ ṣe oríṣiríṣi drug nǹkan kan náà ṣe lọ́wọ́ kọ́ lọ́wọ́ kó ṣàánú wọn lọ́wọ́, 35 South Korea, 36 Chinese Taipei, 37 Israel wọ́n ti fẹ́ pa àwọn Palestine tán, 38 ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn bàbá wọn borí owó. We have 38 countries 38 countries ní gbogbo àgbáyé bá ṣe gbọ́ lénìí lábẹ́ United Nations, the fraudulent nation. How many countries are there? Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo ohun tí Google sọ. A continent is one of the Earth's 7 main divisions of the land. The continent from the largest to the smallest. Asia, òun ló tóbi jù, bó ṣe sọ fún wa. Even though I'm pé rọ́nà ni, Africa ló pọ̀ jù. Africa tẹ̀lé, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. These are the 7 continents. Kò wá sí continent tí kò bá Nàìjíríà ṣòwò. Mo wá ń bi ẹ̀yin lálẹ́ láàárọ̀ nírọ̀lẹ́ ní gbogbo ibi tẹ́ ti ń gbọ́ mi pé ẹ ṣọ́ pé àwọn continent tí ó lọ́kì wa pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà nínú àwọn ìlú tá dárúkọ 38 yìí lásán, mélòó lẹ rò pé ó máa fún wa ní ká dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè? Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo ohun tí eléyìí sọ. How many continent kan mo fẹ́? How many countries la need? How many countries are there? Àti mọ̀ pé continent is 7. Asat èní Yorùbá ò tí sí lára country o tó wà recognize pé country ni wọ́n ti declare country. Okay, ẹ̀yin stupid people tẹ́ ń tẹ̀lé olùṣe lórí burúkú tó ní kó síbi tá a ṣe wá tó ń pè lórí tìrì tó ń parọ́ fún yín, tó ń waste time yín lórí social media pẹ̀lú ìjìnlẹ̀ máa kọ̀ sọ́jọ́ ń parọ́ fúnra wọn. We have only 195 countries. Well, á dẹ̀ pé 196 o. So kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń jẹ́ Yorùbá nation as a country. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ń lé tẹ̀ ń dúró ayín nú. There are 195 countries in the world today. Ìtàn pè ní world lélẹ̀, map lélẹ̀, world ilé ayé ó ń revolve lókè. Àwọn NASA wà lókè, àwọn wá rí gbogbo ẹ̀ látòkè because àwọn ti wà àwọn float. So bó ṣe ń turn around wá West Africa gbogbo ẹ̀ máa dúdú wokowoko. Tó bá wà ní Europe àtọ̀nà. There are 195 countries in the world today. This total comprises 193 countries that are members of the United Nations. Kò sí nǹkan kan tó gbogbo fàbú tẹ̀ fúnra yín ní edic pẹ̀lú bàbá kan tó náà ambassador at large fún United Nations fún Yorùbá country. Gbogbo yẹn fàbú ni o. Fàbú ní gbogbo yẹn, kò sí nǹkan tó jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. There are 193 countries lábẹ́ United Nations. Ìlú méjì wá jẹ́ non-member but observer states. Ẹ rántí pé mo ti ṣe program lórí OIC. Nigeria was an observer of OIC until 1986. Lọ́wọ́ pressurized pé Nigeria gbọ́dọ̀ tọwọ́ bọ̀wé. Àwa ṣe mọ̀ pé Gowon olórí burúkú òun ló gbé wa lọ síbẹ̀ nígbà tó ń ja ogun pẹ̀lú Biafra. Wọ́n ní the assistant, wọ́n lọ sọ́dọ̀ Egypt. Egypt wa ló dá òun á fún yín ní nǹkan ogun kẹfì defeat Biafra. Máa fún yín ní nǹkan ogun. Àmọ́ ẹ máa dé ẹgbẹ́ OIC, which is Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Ó wá no one mind. Ó ní as long as ẹ bá ti fún òun ní ìbọn. Torí ẹni tó fi ja ogun tó bá ní nǹkan ọjà kò sí bó ṣe fẹ́ defeat ìlú tó fẹ́ bá jà. Ìyẹn làwọn kan yẹn sọ pé ṣe ṣú ọ̀pẹ lè defeat Nigeria because Nigeria ní nǹkan ogun. Ẹ̀yin ò ní nǹkan ogun náà. But there's always so many ways to fight. Ìyẹn ń ṣe program orí social media. Torí èmi ò fi ṣe Kúnlé Afọláyan tó ń kọ script. Ìtèmi sọ ní bíbá in tó ní nǹkan tó lè destroy Nigeria but àkọ́ ní script. In tó kọ́kọ́ máa destroy Nigeria òun ni mo gbé dání ló ń pè ní media. Máa fi media máa fi bà ti Nigeria jẹ́. Wàá máa gbọ́ Nigeria náà máa bí ẹ lójoojúmọ́. Tí pastor bá sọ pé Nigeria máa dà èpè ni máa fún àti pastor kò sí nǹkan kan tó lè ṣe Nigeria ó ti sank ó ti wà lábẹ́ omi. So gbogbo wàhálà Tinubu tó ń ṣe ó kàn waste time rẹ̀. Òun àti Cardoso Wálé Ẹdùn orí wọn kàn máa funfun tó máa fi lọ ní. The only thing ni pé àwọn máa gbádùn ayé wọn because people like Cardoso will be paid a very good money. Àwọn family ẹ̀ máa gbádùn. Ó máa ní oríṣiríṣi opportunity but ìwọ orí social media ló máa wá bá mi lójoojúmọ́. tábà ti kúrò lórí eléyìí nísìnyí mo fẹ́ gbé yín lọ sọ́dọ̀ olórí burúkú tó ń pè rẹ̀ ní Bọ̀dé George, àwọn olùlòṣì àwọn bàbá òfò tó sì ń sọ̀rọ̀ ká lọ jókòó ti PDP ká jókòó ti APC, èyí olùlòṣì tẹ̀ ní kú síbi táṣọ yín wà, gbogbo yín pátápátá ogun máa wọlé pa yín ni, but bastard. We have 195 countries, but 193 officially ló wà lábẹ́ United Nations. Nínú 193 yẹn, àwa wá ń bá Mokiawalata olórí ẹbí, àwa ń bá 38 countries à ń bá wọn ṣòwò. Òwò kí là ń bá wọn ṣe? Wọ́n ń ra epo lọ́wọ́ wa. Mo kí Larry Money ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Mokiawalata lẹ́ǹkan sí olórí ẹbí. À ń bá wọn ṣòwò. Wọ́n ń ra epo to the value of èyí tó ní. Okay. Send us an email because mo ti wà live nísìnyí, so mo nílé pick ẹ̀ báyìí. Send us sínú Musa Kalam Gmail, máa pick yẹn. Now, expectation àwọn Nigerians wà ní pé Mr. Koiki, but owó tá à ń pa látara kódọ̀ yìí níbo ló ń lọ? Èmi náà wọ́n béèrè pé níbo ló ń lọ? Mo nílé wo WhatsApp, gbogbo fóònù yẹn ni mo fi ń ṣe program. Send it through email. Gbogbo owó yẹn níbo ló ń lọ? Àwa realize pé ìdajì inú owó tó jẹ́ kó padà sí Nàìjíríà ká fi build the Nigeria of our dream, olórí burúkú Abacha, ó jẹ́ kówó yẹn kó wà níta. Kí ló ń bá wa tọ́jú owó síta fún? Abacha took $5 billion owó crude oil. Owó ṣé mọ̀ pé gbogbo figure yìí nísìn tí mo fi sílẹ̀ nísìn, this is for 2021. Abacha wá mú owó epo tata tó yẹ kó padà sí Nàìjíríà ká fi ṣe production, company, factory, this, that. Àwa rí owó yẹn. Àwọn West lórí burúkú tí Abacha ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún, just like bí Tinubu ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún wọn nísìn, just like bí Jonathan ṣe ṣiṣẹ́ fún wọn, just like bí olórí burúkú Buhari bomb bastard bó ṣe ṣiṣẹ́ fún wọn. Gbogbo wọn pátá ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún West because these are the deals tó ń sign lójoojúmọ́. Now ká tó lọ sọ́dọ̀ bàbá Bọ̀dé George, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sí passport index. Now àti rí àwọn ìlú tí à ń ta epo fún. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ wá ṣe quick check. Èwo náà lẹ́yìn a lè rí visa wọnú ìlú wọn látara gbogbo àwọn 38 tata epo fún yìí. Èwo nú àwọn tata epo fún yìí ni àjọ ní relationship. Okay, wọ́n tẹ̀ sọ pé Koiki, irọ́ ló ń pa o, 12 billion lówó Abacha tó wà níta o, 5 billion tí wọ́n sọ yẹn ó dà pé òwà up to date nìyẹn o. Can you imagine? Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wọ àwọn ìlú yẹn lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ẹ jẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti Gmail ní kò sẹ́ndẹ̀ sí. Ẹ ṣé gan ni ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. So what I'm going to do now, gbogbo àti mọ àwọn ìlú tí mo dárúkọ tẹ́lẹ̀, so èmi á wá list gbogbo country tá ní di visa. Èyí tí wọ́n bá wá rí nínú orúkọ yẹn tí bá débẹ̀, because kò wá alphabetically, India ni mo fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní bíbá, ìsàlẹ̀ dẹ̀ ló ń wà. So màá bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Afghanistan. Tó bá máa lọ Afghanistan lálẹ́ yìí, o máa need visa. Tó bá máa lọ sí Albania, o máa need visa. Tó bá máa lọ sí okay, IBB náà jẹ owó, one IBB gan jẹ 12 billion. Òun ló díjà Abiola àti IBB sílẹ̀. Owó Samuel Doe tó ní wọ́n gbé sọ́wọ́ Abiola, tíyàwó Abiola náà gbé sọ́wọ́ Simbi. Simbi dẹ̀ ní òun mọ̀bí tó wó wà. Gbogbo yẹn náà ló díjà wọn lẹ̀. Gbogbo àná láti gbọ́ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn. Algeria ó máa need visa. Andorra ó máa need visa. Angola ó need visa. Antigua àti Barbados ó need e-visa. Argentina ó need visa. Àti ẹ̀tẹ́pọ̀ fáwọn eléyìí, but àwọn tá a tẹ́pọ̀ fún ti bá ti rí wọn, màmá highlight wọn. Armenia ó need visa. Australia ó need e-visa. Australia dẹ̀ ra epo lọ́wọ́ wa. Wọ́n dà. Australia ra epo to the tune of 413 million. Austria, Azerbaijan ó ní visa, Bahamas e-visa, Bahrain e-visa, Bangladesh I need a visa, Barbados visa free 180 days, Belarus ó need a visa, Belgium rẹpo lọ́wọ́ wa to the tune of $66 million. I need a visa láti lọ síbẹ̀. Belize I need a visa, Benin Republic ó need a visa but wàá pàdé Fúlàní lọ́nà kọ́lọ́njọ́ lè débẹ̀ láyé àtàláfíà. Bhutan I need a visa, Bolivia wọ́n náà wọ́n fún ẹ ní visa on arrival, Bosnia and Herzegovina ó need a visa, Botswana I need a visa, Brazil a máa sọ pé àwa ọmọ Nàìjíríà àwa Yorùbá la pọ̀ ní Brazil, tó bá máa lọ Brazil ó need a visa. Brazil dẹ̀ rẹpo lọ́wọ́ wa òun dà. Brazil rẹpo lọ́wọ́ wa to the tune of 594 million. Èyí tí mo kàn ń try láti ṣàlàyé níbí báyìí ni pé tó bá jẹ́ pé Nàìjíríà jẹ́ ìlú tí wọ́n ń jẹ́ ká feel pé ìlú tó heavy ni, àwọn tàǹtà crude oil wá fún, ó yẹ kó fún wa ní access wọnú ìlú wọn. Ṣé mọ̀ pé Saudi Arabia àwọn ọmọ Saudi nísìn passport wọn nọ́mbọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe gbọ̀kan, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ compare Saudi passport index. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa lọ́tùn lósì, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa nílé lóko, gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa káàkiri gbogbo ibi tí ẹ ti ń wò wá, tí ẹ ti ń gbọ́ wa. Bí gbogbo wa ti ṣe ń pariwo pé a fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà, tá a bá kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà a lè ṣe oríire. Ìlú àgbákò àkóbá àdábá òun ní Nàìjíríà. Ó ní ìwé wa kan tí a ṣe launch, a máa ṣàlàyé fún wa díẹ̀ fún àǹfààní ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá like láti máa kàwé. Màá sọ díẹ̀ fún yín nípa ìwé náà. The Cocoon Within ó wà lórí Amazon. The Cocoon Within. Kí lorúkọ ìwé náà? Kí ló ní ṣe pẹ̀lú Yorùbá nation àbí kò ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ẹ̀? A sọ díẹ̀ nípa ẹ̀ torí pé àwa Africans táwa káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé, ìgbà míì in tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wa a fi kọ̀wé. Èmi ò tí ní ìwé tèmi fẹ́ kọ nísìnyí torí pé a ṣì ń báṣẹ́ lọ, but ẹni tó kọ̀wé yìí èèyàn wa dáadáa ni, èèyàn ti Koikimedia, olólùfẹ́ wa ni. Ìwé náà ti wà lórí Amazon. The Cocoon Within, THECOCOON Within, WITHIN. Ó ti wà lórí Amazon. Fáǹfààní ẹni tẹ́ bá like láti máa kà wọ́n in tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí àwọn Africans. Mọ̀ pàwọ́ náà àwọn kan á tẹ̀lé wa lọ, especially àwọn tó yẹ pé bóyá àwọn ẹ̀yà míì la fẹ́, bàbá jẹ́ Áfíríkà, kàn ọmọ lọ sí Áfíríkà, oríṣiríṣi ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ á ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn. Tá a bá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá, àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn báyìí wọ́n ní lè padà wá sílé. They are now doing very well. Èmi ti di lawyer, èmi ti di engineer. They are now like, kí là ń fi lọ ṣe láfíríkà? Ṣírò àwọn ọmọ bàbá wa Owólabí, Olúgbénga tí Fúlàní pa sí Nàìjíríà, nígbà tí Fúlàní pa gbogbo wa ní Kóìkì ẹnu yín ti dùn jù, ṣèbẹ́yẹ̀ kan lọ́pa. Àti gbọ́ ní sí pé lálẹ́ àná wọ́n tún pọ̀ bá kan ní ṣé Kwara lẹ pé àbí Kogi, torí mo ti rí news yẹn dáadáa. Ìyẹn lálẹ́ àná. Níjọ́ Monday la ṣe ń dárò àwọn bàbá wa méjèèjì tó pa ní Ekiti State. Àwa ń rí ọba àgbé wọn, kò tẹ̀ ṣe máa sọ rárá. So let's go to Saudi Arabia. Ó ní kankan tí mo fẹ́ wò. According to the passport index, Saudi Arabia rank number 47 tó bá ní Saudi passport. Ìlú wo ló wá lè lọ, ìlú wo ló lè lọ, òun ni mo fẹ́ wò. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nílé lóko. Saudi passport index. Ó rank number 47 in the world. but ìlú wo ló lè travel lọ òun la fi mọ̀. Àwọn náà ní àwọn restriction kéékèèké kan pẹ̀lú passport wọn. So let's run through it a little bit. Tó bá ní Saudi passport, o ní the visa láti lọ sí Afghanistan, o ní the e-visa lọ sí Albania, Algeria o ní the visa, Andorra o ní the visa, Angola o ní the visa, Antigua e-visa ló máa gbà, Argentina o ní the visa, Armenia o ní the visa. Ilé tí kò fún mi láwọn ìlú tó kù. Okay, ó ti ń bọ̀. Belgium wọ́n ní the visa, Belize wọ́n ní the visa. Bon. Mo fẹ́ wo UK, kí ni relationship wọn pẹ̀lú UK? Ìyàwó Comfort Ológunjà ẹ̀ tí sùn, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò mọ́mì. Thanks so much for your support, and we will not lack láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, and we are grateful to have you all the time. Mo fẹ́ lọ wo UK. Àwa lọ gbọ́, and now I'm very pressed with time, but àṣìgbọ́n kan tí Bọ̀dé George sọ. Okay, I don't have to go to any other countries. Mo ti ní nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ lò lórí UK. Ọmọ Saudi tó bá fẹ́ wá sí UK, ó lè wọ̀lú yìí kó jókòó sílùú yìí fún 180 days. Mo kí bàbá wa Ted Adébáyọ̀, T Adébáyọ̀. Ọmọ Saudi tó fi wọ̀lú yìí, ẹni Ọlọ́run dá ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gan ni. UK àti Saudi ṣe lè ní that kind of relationship. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ ká gbọ́ bíbá dáadáa. Irú relationship wo làwọn méjèèjì ní tí wọ́n sọ pé ọmọ ìlú wọn tó ń bọ̀ nílùú yìí ó lè wá sí ìlú yìí. Mo dẹ̀ ti pàdé wọn rí, ẹ rántí pé àwọn videos kan tí mo ṣe ní Oxford Circus tí mo pàdé àwọn girls kan, mo ò ṣojú wọn, mo mú bí wọ́n pé bọ́lọ́ ti wá, wọ́n ní Saudi. What makes them different from us? Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo Nigeria àti UK. Ó tanná ni red. You will need a visa to get to UK. Ẹ ṣé gan ni ìyàwó Comfort Ológunjà. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti fún wa ní super chat. Bàbá wa Waris Jinadu àti ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ náà ti sanwó super chat lálẹ́. À ń gbọ́ pé àwa the Commonwealth citizen. UK ló colonize wa. Àwọn ló dá wàhálà sílẹ̀. Yet wọ́n ò jẹ́ ká wọlé sí bíbá bí ti tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ̀. Tẹ́lẹ̀ à ń wọlé o. As at 1980, àwọn èèyàn kàn máa ra ticket, wàá dẹ̀ wọlé lẹ́nu ọ̀nà, wàá lo visa fún ẹ. Àwa ti di ẹni tó jẹ́ pé àkọ́kọ́ lọ ṣẹ́ owó, a lọ ṣẹ́ owó yìí, owó tó ti depress, tó ti depreciate, a lọ ṣẹ́ sílẹ̀, àfẹ́fẹ́ wá kàwé ní bíbá. Gbogbo yẹn kẹ̀rẹ́ is just to escape for greener pasture. Tá à ń pè ní japa. I don't have a problem with that, but ẹ máa bọ̀ kí gbogbo àjọ máa gbé nílùú yìí. Mo kí bàbá wa Adéyẹmọ, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Saudi Arabia citizens do not need a visa. Okay, mo mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní visa láti lọ sí America. Interesting. Wọ́n ní the visa tó bá máa lọ sí America, but wọ́n ní the visa tó bá máa wá sí UK. Kí ló dé tí orí tí wọ́n yàtọ̀ sórí tiwa? Ẹ fi sínú comment section. Because of the time, a dẹ̀ fẹ́ parí ètò yìí ní exactly 3 hours. A dẹ̀ ti lò 2 hours 36 minutes. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, orúkọ ìwé tá a sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn is The Cocoon Within. Ó ti wà lórí Amazon. Fáǹfààní ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá fẹ́ copy. Let's give us a brief about it a little bit. Ever since finding the book in the attic, strange things have been happening to 17-year-old Ariana. She dare not tell her beloved grandparent for fear of making him worried. After all, he is more like a father to her, having raised her single-handedly after her parent died in a car crash when she was just a few years old. The only person Ariana can tell is her best friend and confidant Jack. Though surprisingly, romantic sparks are beginning to emerge in their friendship, but Ariana can be sure as Jack has always had a schoolboy crush on the stunning, beautiful Jessica. As Ariana grapples with strange visions and appearance, one thing becomes clear: she isn't the only one who sees them. Finding the book has triggered events which led Jack, Ariana, and her unlikely new-found friend Jessica through a portal into a new and magnificent world where her arch enemy, the all-powerful destroyer, thwarts her every move. Ariana's little rescue dog Leo is godsend, just like Baba Nosheni, Baba Oloyegbowo is a godsend, and we must continue to pray for him. And I understand many of us are concerned that this month is a very, very important month that is now like a countdown to the big day that is coming up before the end of this month, like but alone. Ariana little dog Leo is a godsend, and she can't help but believe that this arrival is not coincident. But what is more store for Ariana, Jack, and Jessica as they launch into adventure with a extremely impossible goal? Just like many of us think that this agenda or this goal, bóyá máa gba Yorùbá nation, ẹlòmíì ó máa wáyé bọ̀ kàn ṣe ní ilé ayé wa, ẹ̀yin lẹ máa kú, àwa máa wà láyé, because I am 40 plus. Gbogbo àwọn bọ̀dé George yẹn, I pray for them to have a good life and good health. But taba add the 20 years mọ́ age mi àti age bọ̀dé George, á ti dàgbàlagbà. A kàn máa wà nù yàrá ni, wọ́n máa tọ́jú ẹ̀. Àwa dẹ̀ máa pín Nàìjíríà mọ́ wọn lórí. But these are still people that are still believing that we should go and support PDP. Ká lọ di ẹgbẹ́ PDP. A máa gbọ́ fídíò yẹn díẹ̀ nísìn. So, again, the book is now on Amazon for the benefit of those of us that would like to go and find it. And if you are interested, ìwé Baba Akintoye náà ti wà ní America. Fáǹfààní ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá need a copy, ẹ kàn sí mi. It's $100 if you want a copy of the history of Yoruba people. 60 copies péré ni wọ́n sì gbé dé America. So if you're interested, Moki by Mommy Alan Conde. The difference is they have brain, we don't have, and we allow terrorists to rule us. So that is, I think, is talking about the Saudi Arabia at the UK. Mr. Ojo James Yoruba Rono, this is our opportunities, and it is better we grab it all together so that we can have a better life. So let's now go and listen to Bode George. Katoma wind down, dear. Even though past 3 o'clock, but more software means of me only 20 minutes left. Because I started the program simultaneously. So let's go back to my ex and listen to Bode George. Moki Babawa Chief Tiwabawa Soro Lati Luekiti Toshala Ifuma Editi Bubawamba Tiwafi Bufaba Toba Fidi Remi Kolakushanua. Okay, I think let's go back to Bode George. Moki ẹ̀yin wa o, Moki gbogbo wa pé ká fọkàn balẹ̀. Àwa la ní sí àgbẹ̀yìn, bọ́fẹ́ bọ́kọ̀. Now, ẹ já gbọ́ èyí tí àwọn bàbá ọ̀fọ̀ yìí, àwọn bàbá tí wọ́n mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà kọ́ ló yẹ kó wà níwájú wọn mọ́. Àtẹ̀kùkú mọ̀ bí ọmọ Fúlàní ni wọ́n. So let's listen to it. It's a 4-minute. I'll let it roll through. Then I might interject along the line.
Now, would that be okay for him now to take a step at that age to be wanting to rule? No. Aside from this age, he should by now start to come and join the upper chamber. Let him be the elder in the room. That's what we are saying. And if by 2031, when the South would have concluded their own 8 years.
Now, I want us to take note of what is said there. Sherry, ẹ̀yin Yorùbá, tá à ń sọ fún pé àwọn politicians They are planning ahead. Ẹgbọ́n kan tí Bọ̀dé George sọ́mọ̀ yẹn. Only by 2031, Southwest ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa, we have completed our tenure, our term. If Bola Tinubu does not produce what your own expectation, even if he fixed Nigeria, and I use the word even if he stabilized the naira, stabilize the dollar, provide 24 hours electricity, give us everything, safety domain. Good evening. Mo like his statement fún wa lọ́sàn-án yìí. Tẹ́bá lè bá mi retype ẹ̀ so that kí n lè kà síta kó mú àrántí mọ́. Even if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, God spares his life, we don't pray for him to die. We pray for him to be able to survive, just like Buhari survived. Bọ̀dé George ti ń jẹ́ kó yé wa pé after 2031, wọ́n bí ọmọ Yorùbá kankan dá kó tún sọ pé òun fi ṣe president in Nigeria. Is going back to the north. Ẹ gbọ́ mi dáadáa. Ṣé rí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olóṣèlú àtàwọn tá jẹ́ ọmọlẹ́yìn wọn? Lóòótọ́ kò sẹ́ni tó máa gba state mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ o. Torí ẹ̀ ní jẹ́ kí ẹlòmíì tó ń ṣe ẹ̀yà wa kó jẹ́ state governor. But we are talking about the center. Center gangan ní Abuja, FCT. Center gangan ló di Nàìjíríà mú. Mákindé nísìn ò ní right láti fọwọ́ kan resources tó wà nínú Ọ̀yọ́ state. Àkọ́kọ́ bá Tinubu sọ̀rọ̀, but Tinubu máa ní òun lè ṣe kankan ẹ mọ̀ wá nítorí pé constitution Nàìjíríà ò gbà láyè. The same thing goes with Dapo Abiodun. The same thing goes with Sanwo-Olu. The same thing goes with every single one of the kings, the governors and their deputies. So if power change hand again in 2031, which is just around the corner, but it's around the corner. So ṣé àdúrà tá à ń gbà ni pé kí Tinubu ṣe tán kó tún Nàìjíríà ṣe fún wa? Ó dà èmi náà lè lọ Nàìjíríà, mo wà okay, mo enjoy. Then kí àwọn northerner tó wá gba gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì padà, because Bọ̀dé George ti ń jẹ́ kó yé wa nísìn pé ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ bẹ̀yẹn padà yẹn. Bí ẹ gbọ́ nǹkan tó ń sọ dáadáa, ẹ jẹ́ kí n kọra rewind sẹ́yìn díẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ Àtíkù ló ń sọ pé Àtíkù ti try láti di president nísìn látàyè alálòmọ́lẹ̀ ni. Láti gbà tẹ́ńkì Abíọ́lá ni Àtíkù ti ń try láti fẹ́ di president. Àgbàdẹ ti dé fún fọ̀rọ̀ president sílẹ̀ wá sí upper chamber kájọ máa decide Nàìjíríà. Àwọn bàbá òfò, àwọn bàbá tí wọ ọ̀rẹ́ ọ̀la ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ara wọn lọ tẹ́ bá lọ ilé nísìn àti nílé àti wọ okay, because nígbà tí Jonathan wà níbẹ̀ gbogbo wọn jọ ń ṣèjọba ni. Just like báwọn bàbá Bísí Àkàndé báwọn ṣe ń gbà àwọn yẹn máa gbádùn kù nísìn nítorí pé Jagaban ló wà níbẹ̀. Turn by turn o, na Jagaban turn o, ẹ gbádùn ayé dáadáa. Bọ́ sórí wọ àtẹ̀mí àwa tá jẹ́ mẹ̀kúnnù àwa la máa suffer. Àwọn ò lè suffer. Bọ̀dé George ò lè suffer because he has sacrificed, he has paid the price. Kódà wọ́n ti mọ́lé ìgbà tó jáde ń gba ayé ẹ̀ lọ. Nítorí sọ fún wa ni pé tí Tinubu bá ti débẹ̀ òun máa lọ ọ̀nà exile, gbogbo yẹn fàbú ni. Ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tó sọ dáadáa lẹ́ǹkan sí.
By 2031, when the South would have concluded their own 8 years.
Did you hear that? By 2031, when the South would have completed their 8 years, ó jẹ́ káwọn ti máa prepare ẹni tí àwọn máa lò ní north, but Àtíkù má tún jáde mọ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ nìyẹn o. I don't have to play everything because mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ díẹ̀ nínú kan táwọn bàbá òfò yìí báwọn ṣe ń ronú. Àwọn ṣì ń ronú backwardness lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àmàlà politics tó ń ṣe tí Sàràkí máa sá kúrò ní PDP á lọ sí APC, tí Fáyọ̀ṣe máa kúrò ní PDP. Ó wá ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ́kúnmọ́kún. These are the kind of politics táwọn fàyè wọn ṣe lélẹ̀. Àwọn bàbá òfò, àwọn bàbá burúkú, àwọn ilé làwọn ń dúró dé, àwọn bàbá burúkú. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo èjì bàbá ká lọ wo èjì Bọ̀dé George. Bọ̀dé George. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo èjì. Bọ̀dé George was born on the 21st of November 1945, is currently 78 years old. Bàbá 78. A sì máa wá máa sọ fún mi pé Nàìjíríà ló máa èèyàn kan ti bínú wọn ti fún wa ní donation lórí GoFundMe. Àti ẹ̀gbọ́wó lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí, but mo rí notification yẹn tó wọlé nísìnyí. Mo mọ̀ bí ọmọ mi yẹn wà lórí program ni, so jẹ́ kí n appreciate yín mà. Oyè Ronke or something ni mo rí, kò tí gbé wá sórí Gmail mi, but ó ṣe ń wọlé náà ni mo kàn rí notification yẹn, but á wá láìpẹ́. Now ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ sọ fún wa pé so ẹ̀yin wá expect mi nísìn pé Bọ̀dé George at 78, èmi 40, ṣe rí pé èmi gúngùn máa lọ sára bàbá ẹ̀, òun náà máa dàgbà bí bàbá Adébánjọ. Bàbá Adébánjọ is 95. Taba add the 20 years mọ́ Bọ̀dé George, he will be 98. I will be just 60 plus. So kò sọ́gbọ́n ẹ̀. Àwọn eléyìí wọ́n lè make a decision kankan mọ́, decision ayé wọn ló ti make nísìn pé ọ̀rọ̀ politics ẹ̀ bàtàmàlà tó ń ṣe, ibẹ̀ làwọn ti rí owó, ibẹ̀ làwọn ti gbádùn ayé wọn, àwọn grandchildren wọn gbogbo wọn lọ́nílé ní Ìkòyí, lọ́nílé ní Banana Island, gbogbo wọn lọ́ní access láti lọ sí abroad. But èmi àti ẹni sìn, àwọn alẹ́ ẹ̀ka jọ sọwọ́ papọ̀ ká sọ pé enough is enough. The future is no longer in Nigeria. Ẹja gbọ́ díẹ̀ sí ní kan tó sọ. Ẹja tó ẹja rẹ̀ wọ́n lẹ́yìn díẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
That's what we are saying. And if by 2031, when the South would have concluded their own 8 years, we will see. But to think that it must be you, people are tired. People are tired of anybody manipulating the system, you know. And I've begged everybody. It's not a matter of enmity. It's not a matter of fighting or peace.
So you can. We don't listen to all this gibberish, all this nonsense. Don't stand bàbá yẹn sọ. Èyí tí mo fẹ́ ká lò ń bẹ́ gangan òun náà láti gbọ́ yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún lè wọ́n ẹ̀bẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
Must be you. People are tired.
No,
and if by 2031, when the South would have concluded their own 8 years.
So àwọn bàbá yìí àwọn prefer pé by the time tí Tinubu máa fi ṣe tán, àwọn eléyìí ò like Tinubu, pé ó jẹ́ káwọn ti máa prepare ọmọ Haúsá El-Rufai, ọmọ Haúsá èyí tó bá wù wọ́n tó fẹ́ lọ mú wá láti wá ṣe president in Nigeria. Do you see how the ṣe rí báwọn ṣe ń ronú? Àwọn tí ń think ahead. Paris Jinodo ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ní bàbá wa ní quality of life matters is what we want. As we are winding down this evening, just a quick summary again. Alan Kondini is older than Nigeria. Imagine he was born in 1945 and Nigeria was created in 1960. My question is this old fool, was he born as Nigerian? Kazabate Mola said 1914 because Nigeria was created in 1914. But you're right, you know, he was born just before the independence of Nigeria. Bode George was born just in time before the fraudulent independence, because Nigeria independence itself is a fraud. I'm now doing my closing remark because we are almost ending the program. Let's go back and just review quickly what we've talked about this new month. Nigeria is the impediment to our progress. Chief Sunday Igboho was right. Bororo destroy us too much. Bororo ta mi is a proxy from the West. Gbogbo terrorism tẹ́ rí nínú Nigeria lẹ́ni. Kò sí, I don't want to mention any country's name, but kò sí tí kò mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ lára àwọn countries tá a dárúkọ in the continent. Be it Asia, be it Europe, be it North America, all these continents, are part of the impediment to the progress of Yoruba people. And I want to record this so that I can share this as an audio out as well, even if it's just for 2 minutes. And I welcome us all the time. Today is the second day of the month of February 2024, 3:08 a.m. Koikimedia live. Nigeria is the impediment to our progress. Chief Sunday Igboho was right. Bororo destroy us too much. I think, not sure what happened there. The phone refreshed itself. So we're going to start again. Nigeria is the impediment to our progress. Chief Sunday Igboho was right. Bororo destroy us too much. But ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá rò pé tá bá ní àwọn bòròró tó ń pa wá nínú igbó nìkan là ń sọ. Ètò tí a ti ń bá bọ̀ láti bí wákàtí mẹ́ta fi lọ lò nísìn. Òun ni pé kò ń ṣe bòròró tinú igbó nìkan ló ń dà wá láàmú. Nígbà tá lọ wo OEC historical data epo tí Nàìjíríà tà ní 2021, a rí pé kò ń ṣe owó kékeré ló wọlé fún Nàìjíríà látara epo tí a tà ní 2021. Ẹni tó bá fi cross check www.oec.world. Nínú ẹ̀ rí pé $41.8 billion lówó epo tá a tà ní 2021. Àwọn ìlú wo ló bá ara epo àti pé ṣáwọn ìlú yìí ṣé a lè lọ sí ìlú yìí tá bá tẹ̀ sọ pé a fẹ́ ṣeré lọ as a tourist gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlú tó ń bá Nàìjíríà ṣòwò. Ẹ jẹ́ sáré wo àwọn ìlú yẹn lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ìlú tó rẹpo tó pọ̀ jù lọ́wọ́ wa ní 2021 òun ni India, $8.1 billion, followed by Spain, $2.1 billion, France, $2.55 billion, Netherlands, $2.1 billion, Germany, $1.13 billion, Portugal, $1 billion, Indonesia, $1.93 billion. Indonesia is the largest palm oil producer in the world, lẹ́yìn wọn ní Malaysia. Italy, $1.74 billion, Poland, $887 million, Singapore, $724 million, Thailand, $669 million, China, $1.02 billion, Canada, $1.4 billion, UK, Temitin operate àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ epo lọ́wọ́ Nigeria in 2021 to the value of $1.19 billion. Switzerland, $407 million, Turkey, $598 million, America, $2.84 billion, Cote d'Ivoire, $1.28 billion, Brazil, $594 million, Uruguay, $396 million, Peru, $269 million, Chile, $63 million, Australia, $69 million, Togo, $413 million, Senegal, $460 million, Ghana, $103 million, Czech Republic, $11.8 million, Sweden, $427 million, Gibraltar, $413 million, Denmark, $231 million, Belgium, $66 million, Greece, $80.9 million, Brunei, $98.6 million, Malaysia, $29.5 million, and one of the second palm oil producer in the world. South Korea, $507 million, Chinese Taipei, $118 million, Israel, $86.7 million, and the last country, United Arab Emirates, $57.5 million. 38 countries ní a tẹpo fún ní 2021. Bèrè lọ́wọ́ ààrẹ ẹni tó bá gbọ́dí òye níbikíbi tó bá dé, ǹjẹ́ àwọn ìlú yìí máa fara mọ́ pé kí Nàìjíríà kó pín? Àwọn ìlú yìí wà lára ìlú tó jẹ́ kòkó ọbẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n ò dẹ̀ fi jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà kó pín nítorí pé kí ni àwọn náà rẹpo lọ́wọ́ wa. tá a bá dẹ̀ stop láti tepo fún wọn ó máa mú disruption wá. A tún wá lọ wo passport index ìyẹn passport Nàìjíríà àti ti Saudi Arabia. A wá rí i pé àwọn ọmọ Saudi lè wọ UK kó lò 180 days nínú UK without no visa. Ọmọ Nàìjíríà tí UK kó papọ̀ ní 1914 fraudulent amalgamation a lè wọ UK mọ́ láti 1980 gẹ́gẹ́ bá ṣe ń wọlé tẹ́lẹ̀ tí a nídìí visa. Àwa ń lọ ń gba visa láti jápa. Wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ fún wa pé Commonwealth citizen ni wá. Mo tún béèrè lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i. Ǹjẹ́ Nàìjíríà kọ́ ni impediment sílé ayé wa? Fúlàní terrorist ẹ̀ ń rí àwọn kan ni wọ́n make sure pé economy ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kò ní gbèrò. Wọ́n dẹ̀ fẹ́ make sure pé identity wa ń kọ́ kò ní tẹ̀síwájú. Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Ẹni bá gbọ́ voice yìí, ẹ jẹ́ kó délé kó dóko pé Nàìjíríà òun ni àkóbá àdàbà fún wa. So that is that. And in case you come across that audio, please share it as well to your loved ones. As I add one or two things again, as we continue to educate ourselves on reasons why we should exit Nigeria. Oranyolamasun, enjoy the rest of the week as we go into the weekend. I'll be back again. I don't have a time frame that I come out. Make sure you on the notification button. Make sure you follow all the platforms, including the MixLR, so that when we go live, you will automatically be able to know that we are live. As I always say, we will not stop until the dissolution of Nigeria happen in our lifetime. Tebando de gbogbo àwọn bàbá òfò, àwọn bàbá tó ti fi Nigeria tó ti fi progress, you will wait forever. Let us say enough is enough and pull out of Nigeria. Once again, Yoruba are better off on their own than the Nigeria that we are in currently. Nigeria is the impediment to the progress of Yoruba people. We can do far, far better than the Nigeria that we are in today. But if we don't pull out of Nigeria, Nigeria will eventually pull us backwards. As I leave us this morning, I appreciate every single one of you that have joined us as we continue our fight. We are not separatists, neither are we secessionists. All the nonsense by the mainstream media in Nigeria that call us secessionists, we are not. Moki èèyàn méjì ló fún wa lówó lálẹ́, bàbá wa Túndé Ọmọ́tọ̀ṣọ́, thank you so much. Your donation through the GoFundMe is very, very important. Moki Yawa Oyeronke Olaniyan kò ní tán níbẹ̀ fún yín, thank you so much. And ẹ̀yin tẹ̀lé fún wa tẹ́lẹ̀ rí náà, we are so grateful. Túbọ̀ ṣe kíni, especially this month, I need láti lọ sí ìlú Ìgbòho. My team has been there few days ago. I don't have to tell you what we went to do, but we are preparing for the big day, for the big event. Tabaren tó lè ra drone fún wa, àgbà drone yẹn lọ́wọ́ yín. Tabaren tó ní mọ́tò tó lè yá wa, not pé kẹ́ fún mi for the day, so that I save me ní cost láti lọ rent mọ́tò tá máa fi gbé àwọn ọmọ wa lọ sọ́hùn. Àwọn ọmọ wa máa wà níbẹ̀. At least Koiki team will be there 5 days before the event. That is the plan. Tẹ̀bá ní mọ́tò tó wà service, mo fẹ́ mọ́tò tẹ̀ máa fún wa tí a ṣe máa tún máa lọ ṣe wàhálà service ẹ̀ àlówó lọ́wọ́. Èyí tẹ̀bá ní mọ́tò yẹn ẹ release kí ẹ̀ fún mi. Màá make sure pé mọ́tò yẹn padà síbi tí a ti gbé kakọ̀ ló fúnjọ́ márùn-ún yẹn. Á save mi ní cost. Èyí tá a ṣe máa lọ máa rent mọ́tò. Mo gbọ́ tọ́mọ Olúkà gan sọ pé máa cost àwọn ní 250,000. Tẹ́yìn bá ní mọ́tò yẹn ẹ release ẹ̀ fún wa. Ẹ fún wa ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ ẹ̀ kó fi rìnrìn àjò yẹn. Tàbá ní láti ṣe one or two things tó ní jẹ́ pé tó máa tún cost mi lówó, because ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ mọ́tò tó yá wa nígbà tá à ń ṣe movement wàhálà táwọn mọ́tò yẹn fún mi kò ń ṣe kékeré, and I don't have the time now. Mo ti gbọ́n ju ti tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ. Mọ́tò tí mo need, mo fẹ́ mọ́tò tẹ́ fi gbé sórí odó tí àṣemọ́ lọ máa wá táyà wá kìíní kan. I just need a car that is ready to move. Àbárí mẹ́tò méjì, because táwọn ọmọ ẹ bá débẹ̀ níjọ́ Monday táwa plan láti lọ, they can do a lot of things and move around quickly, with the vehicle. So mo bẹ̀ wá tábàlẹ̀ tó ní mọ́tò tó jẹ́ diaspora àbẹ̀ tó ní mọ́tò nílé tábà wá rí àlọ́gbà mọ́tò àmànídòwó nìyẹn. So thank you so much, for all the contribution, all the comments. If I missed any of your comments, ẹ má fi ṣèbínú. Mo kí Mr. Tor Gallant. Ẹ̀yin tí a ń sọ pé ẹnu mo níbi àjàkàrà, ẹ jẹ́ kí n máa fẹ́nu yẹn kí n sì fi bá Nàìjíríà fa wàhálà délẹ̀. A máa fi jà délẹ̀. Mo kí ìmọ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá. And on that note, I gotta end the program now. Tí n bá tẹ̀ tí sùn, màá lè máa reflect and do other things. Thank you so much. Appreciation goes to Baba Akintoye láti là wá lójú, láti jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà yẹn èèyàn mọ̀ mi kò wọ́tẹ̀ mọ́. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ti lọ sọ́dọ̀ ní tìrì náà. Mo kí yín. Tí gba country o. Bóhùn yìí kẹ́ larí mọ́lẹ̀. Bóhùn yìí kẹ́ máa ṣe 300 hours program. Bóhùn yìí kẹ́ pé Jésù Kristi. Gbogbo yẹn kò ràn tó wà nílẹ̀ o. 38 countries ní Nàìjíríà ń tẹ́po fún. So mo mọ̀ bí tẹ́ ti gba country tí gbogbo 38 countries yìí tọ́sí operate nínú Nàìjíríà. Embassy wọn wà nínú Nàìjíríà. Adélé ò jáde ní ọ̀sẹ̀ anywhere. Gbogbo ẹnu mo fi sọ. Gbogbo tí ìyá yẹn kàn ṣe, ó kàn slow yín down. So better kẹ́ tètè lájú ara yín. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyá ọ̀fọ̀ tẹ́ wà London, ẹ̀yin ìyá olórí burúkú tẹ́ ń bú Baba Akintoye, ìpìlẹ̀ máa gbà lẹ́nu mi, especially ìwọ ìyá Grace Adébíyì. Ọmọ àlè nìyẹn torí pé ó mọ̀ pé Baba Akintoye ó ju ẹ lọ, but ara ń ta yín àbí ẹni Akintoye born bastard lẹ́yìn méjèèjì. Ẹ̀yin olóṣì ìyá tẹ́ ń gbé ní UK àti America tẹ́ ń bú Baba Akintoye, olórí burúkú ní gbogbo yín. Koiki ni mi àwọn kó mọ́ sọ fún yín. Ìjọkíjọ tẹ́ bá fẹ́ kájọ pàdé ní Central London, ẹ̀yẹn ṣáà sọ fún mi, màá pàdé yín níbẹ̀. Born bastard. Baba Akintoye òun ló là wá lójú. Bàbá tiyín kò ṣe là wá lójú. Ẹ̀gbọ́n tiyín ò ṣe là wá lójú. Ẹ̀yin olùṣe lórí burúkú. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ pàtẹ́gùn ti fẹ́ sí lára ní UK àti America àti Canada. Ṣẹ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà Nàìjíríà, ẹ máa fara wá àwọn tó wà labroad. Ìyà máa jẹ wọ́n. Ìjìnlẹ̀ bí inflation ṣe wà ní Turkey, ó sì ń jẹ oúnjẹ mẹ́ta. Ẹ jẹ́ kó máa tàn yín pé òun ti gba country. Kò ní ìwé tó fẹ́ fi lọ anywhere. Tó bá máa kúrò ní Turkey, ó gbọ́dọ̀ padà wá sí Nàìjíríà ni. Black Goat kò ní ìwé tó fẹ́ fi kúrò ní America. So bí ó ṣe ń process ìwé ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́, ẹ jẹ́ kó máa tàn yín tẹ́ wà nílé. Ẹ bá máa ṣàdúrà lójoojúmọ́ lórí program wọn. Kò tí ì sí kankan tó ń jẹ́ Yorùbá nation country. Irọ́ lẹ jọ ń pa fúnra yín. Èmi ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, Ọláyọmí Kóìkì. Ọwọ́ Ìgbòho ni kọ́kọ́rọ́ Yorùbá nation wà àti Baba Akintoye. A dẹ̀ máa protect wọn títí tá a máa fi débi tá à ń lọ. Yorùbá nation no going back. Orun ayọ̀ la máa sùn. Koikimedia ni mò ń jẹ́, the last man standing. Orun ayọ̀ la máa sùn. Bye for now. Orílẹ̀-èdè àgbéga ó dàrọ̀ Mr. Victor Adébáyọ̀ àti ìgbẹ́rú Mr. Clyde Afọlábí dàrọ̀ Mr. Lasisi Aliyu ó dàrọ̀. Mo kí àwọn amúdàlá ó dàrọ̀ mọ́. Nìkan jẹ́ ìṣíwájú. Mo kí Ajagun, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wọn nílé ẹ̀kúṣẹ́ takuntakun. Mo kí èèyàn ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ̀kọ́ àfarati. It will take a long time before it gets better. Dizzy man, bẹ́ẹ̀ni ìjìnlẹ̀ stop deceiving people with ìjọba délé 419. Mo kí Mr. Wale Ali ẹ̀kúṣẹ́. We will get there. We might have our own disagreement, but we will get there. And as usual, we just play what keeps us to close the broadcast. You don't see Igboho, tó bá ti rí Igboho, ó wà ní Germany. Mo kí Kọ́míṣọ́lá kò gbọ́dọ̀ kú. Ó dàárọ̀. Bye for now. Good night. Let's see Igboho one. Igboho one. Good along. Baba mi Darijo sent Enina has a population of 5,000. Baba ma dàn Ọlọ́run kò tí ìyá àwọn èèyàn mi. Ọ̀rọ̀ ìlú ọmọ sí good night. Welcome me. Mo kí gbogbo Ọlọ́run kan sí good night. One love, one love, one love. Definitely. Igboho one. Don't say Igboho. 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 I'm not so confused. The love is just too much. Good night. Good night.